Whelmed by the cuts in the bill to Medicaid, the rollbacks, the ACA subsidies that are increasing premiums for everybody else that is still on it, defunding of SNAP benefits, kicking 3 million people off over the course of the next 10 years, a defunding of like the clean energy IRA credits, rolling back clean energy production, which has created the expectation of higher energy prices for the average American household, sending them up by around $500 per year. And then once again, I know that I already said like rollbacks to who's eligible for Medicaid, but once again, right, it's expected to kick 10 million low-income Americans off of that, while also defunding the service as a whole by $900 billion. Right, so it's a very bad bill. It's a redistribution of the wealth from the poor to the rich. When you're only looking at the effective tax rates, sure, it technically helps everybody. When you factor in for the cuts, it only helps those making over $51,000 per year on average, and really hurts those making under that dollar amount.
Yeah, so okay, that's probably fair. I think I would say like the wealthy-ish, like if you make 50,000. To 100,000, you're helped a lot by this bill. If you make 100,000 to 200,000, you're helped a lot by this bill. Right. Obviously, if you make over 200,000, I'm sure you're helped a lot. But that is a big portion of middle America.
Yeah, if you're making like over $100,000 per year, you're helped by the big beautiful.
But even if you're making like 80,000, like it doesn't just help billionaires. It helps
per the numbers that I just gave, right? There's some marginal level of benefit for Americans making $80,000 per year. Right, per the CBPP. But obviously, right, I think that benefit's going to be outweighed by the detriment that it serves, right, to the average American and everybody below them, right? Because the average annual income in this country is only like $47,000 per year, right? And I mean, like, think about this. Like, where's your income at, if you don't mind me asking?
About $50,000.
Okay, so you're going to be served some marginal benefit. So if you had like two buttons in front of you, right? And the first button gave you some like marginal benefit in the sense of tax cuts, but also took healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans, right? And then the second button, right, also gave you, right, some level of tax cuts. I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what they were, right, because I haven't looked at projections on what Kamala Harris ran in a long time, but like didn't, right, cut healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans. What button would you press?
Can you help me understand how it takes away 10 million? It's the work requirement, I think you said on the stream.
Cuts.
So is it that you just have to be like trying to get a job, or you have to be like actively employed?
You have to be actively employed if you're able to work.
And so if you just can't find a job, you're also kicked off it? Like if you're trying to find a job?
If you're able to work and you don't have a job, you're kicked off.
Like a full-time job?
No, it's 80 hours a month. So 20 hours a week, around halftime.
Okay. I mean, I think that's fair that it's like going to impact that demographic, but there's a lot of middle plus, I would say, America that's like very well benefited. I think the like narrative
So please tell me.
Transferring to billionaires.
So please tell me, would you hit that button? Right? Would you get like 1% back per year in taxes at the expense of 10 million low-income Americans losing access to healthcare?
I mean, when you phrase it like that, no.
Okay, so then you don't support the big beautiful bill.
Well, I think that like there are other ways to solve. Like 10 million Americans aren't going to lose tomorrow. Like they have an avenue.
This is 10 million Americans that are going to be losing it over the course of the next 10 years. Right? And I don't think that Medicaid should have a work requirement on it. I think that's evil. I don't think that we should be incentivizing employment with policy that saves lives.
Yeah, I think like, saying 10,000 to 10 million people, like maybe, but there is a clear path. Like if you can work, or if you're able to work and you can work, you have a path to achieve that.
Right. So you're saying the path that they could stay on is by getting a job if they're able to work. I don't think that they should have to get a job, right, to stay on Medicaid. I think that it's a well agreed on, right, consensus that essential social services should not have a work requirement on them. Right? Like, should you have to have a job in order to call the cops and have them show up at your door to report a crime? Are like arguably like, no, right? You shouldn't have to have a job. Well, then like imagine if some conservative popped into the conversation and they were like, well, actually, maybe I would support that if it reaps some greater good, because there'd be a path, right, that everybody could use, right, to have the ability to call the cops. That path would be to get a job, right? But we'd like kind of look at them and be like, no, that's insane. I don't care. Like if you don't have a job, you should still be able to call the cops. Why? It's because it's an essential social service. Well, so is healthcare for low-income Americans that can't afford it on their own.
But the way that healthcare operates in our country, like, if you're in the UK and you want, surgery or something, you need to wait 6 months, and then you go to some shitty hospital that is going to botch it. Or if you want a prescription,
Well, I
your
mean,
insurer
I'm
says
not
it's too expensive.
I'm not entirely
Like, when you
I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but we're not having a discussion about UK's healthcare system. We're having a conversation about America's medical system.
But when
particularly
you socialize
Medicaid.
healthcare, like the quality drops. Like there needs to be. I mean, it's unfortunate, but like if you want good healthcare, it's going to be expensive, and if you just socialize the healthcare system, there's like a consequence to that as well. So I don't know that we should all the way go to like a free.
So you're actually saying that we should, like, you're okay with the fact that 10 million people are going to be kicked off of Medicaid because you think that Medicaid is like bad.
Well, I think it's important that they have a path to stay on it. So
Okay, so
like, they should
then you're actually now
have a
backing
path.
off of this new argument that like you're okay with it because you think that socialized medicine is bad and like makes the quality of healthcare drop. And now you're going back to the argument, well, you're okay with the work requirement because it still yet gives a path to everybody because they could just simply get a job. Well, I've already disputed that argument. So right now you're kind of ping pong in between two positions. The first position being that you're okay with the work requirement because there's still yet a path for able-bodied Americans, a path being they could get a job. I disputed that position by like kind of wrapping in the concept that, well, it saves lives. It's an essential social service. And like we all agree that essential social services should not have a work requirement on them. And then your second argument is, well, I don't think that we should socialize healthcare, right? So then we could obviously just go into the conversation of, well, you're basically saying that you just think that you're okay with 10 million people being cut off of Medicaid because you don't think we should have Medicaid point blank period, right? And you haven't affirmed or denied that sentiment. So which one is it, right?
Yeah, I mean, with the current debt and the way things are going, like there needs to be cuts somewhere. Medicaid and social services are like a huge portion of spend.
Right. So
and
you actually support cutting $900 billion off of Medicaid. Well, I don't know, man. The big beautiful bill as a whole costs $4.5 trillion over the course of the next 10 years, right? So I mean, if you're okay with 10 million low-income Americans losing access to Medicaid so our government can save, right, $900 billion, then why aren't you okay, right, with all Americans losing access to the big beautiful bill so we could save $4.5 trillion?
Yeah, that's a good point. I have to think about that one.
Right. Because obviously, like Medicaid to a low-income American is going to be like much more of an essential than like a reduction in your effective tax rate by 1% would be to you.
Yeah, I think it's like that is maybe an unfortunate place to cut, but I do think that there's a lot of benefit to more than just this like billionaire class that is apparently getting all the benefit from this bill. It's like many households are going to be getting a couple of percent points back on this, and then hopefully there's half it.
Now you're backing off of the argument because I already asked you the question, right? Like, would you take a reduction in your effective tax rate by like 1%, even if it meant kicking 10 million people off of healthcare? And you said no, right? So unless you
not just me,
the argument that I gave you, right? Well, I mean, like I'd assume that like any reasonable person would answer no to that question, right? Especially when we consider like the alternative of like a Harris presidency, given that she won in November, who still yet pledged to implement tax cuts for like low and middle class Americans, right? But didn't pledge, right, to kick 10 million people off of their healthcare, right? In fact, she only pledged more healthcare reform when she promised to limit the amount of money that any private citizen could pay for out-of-pocket pharmaceuticals being $2,000 per year. Right. So it's like when we kind of consider, right, like the ethical problem, right, of you getting like a marginal benefit at the expense of so many people losing healthcare, right, the economic issue of spending $4.5 trillion in the process, because that's what the big beautiful bill costs, and the opportunity costs of what we could have had with the Harris presidency for the tax cuts for 125 million American citizens and the low and the middle class. I mean, I think that the solution becomes clear here. The solution is that Donald Trump is an absolutely shitty president. Right?
How is Harris going to fund those tax breaks? Like, where was the cut that Harris is going to make if she was also proposing similar tax breaks? Or was it just that?
Well, I mean, I think it's funny that you asked this question for her tax cuts, considering the fact that the Treasury estimated them to cost only $2.3 trillion over the course of the next 10 years, not 4.5. But if you're curious, right, she pledged to fund them by one, introducing an increase in the corporate tax rate by 4%, which according to the Treasury would have raised $1.3 trillion over the course of the next 10 years. Two, she pledged to pay for these by giving Medicaid a greater renegotiating ability with private pharmaceutical companies that, according to estimates, once again from the Treasury, would have saved us $500 billion over the course of the next 10 years. And 3, like marginal tax increases on Americans making over $400,000 per year, which would have covered the rest. So, I mean, like according to the projections that I studied, that I just relayed to you prior to the election, like her tax cuts would have been debt neutral and beneficial to like low and middle income Americans. Then Donald Trump's tax cuts are definitely not debt neutral. They total to the most expensive bill ever passed in American history and are absolutely detrimental to low income Americans.
Okay. You make good points. I don't have a response to that one.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, man.
One other thing, can we move on to another topic?
I mean, yeah, what else do you want to talk about?
Yeah, one other thing is, I think, Trump's definitely good at like sort of, making things known and like the publicity. But I do think that the question that Parker asked on his other live to people is like, if you went back and voted for Trump or Harris, try to envision how like Harris would have reacted in sort of foreign policy situations like versus Trump in the last year or two. And I think, if I look at some of the big conflicts, Iran, Israel, Ukraine, obviously still somewhat open in a lot of ways.
I mean, we could speculate out of our asses if you want to play that game, right? I don't know if it does us much good, right? But we can if you want.
Well, I think in many of those, there's already been decisive. I mean, there's been the truce or the peace deal in Gaza and Israel recently, which I think Biden was part of, but I think Trump got over the line.
Like 12 hours after signed into law, and now Israel's back to passing policy in their parliament to illegally annex and ethnically cleanse the West Bank, going back to recutting off food, water, and trade routes to Gaza, and like flooding tunnels with people in them with cement. Right, we've already had a handful of like attempted peace agreements, attempted ceasefires that failed, including one at the end of the Biden-Harris administration. And so because this attempted ceasefire, this attempted peace agreement also failed, it just kind of goes down in history as like another unremarkable attempt that didn't do anything.
Did it fail? I mean, I think that all the hostages were returned. I think that didn't Israel withdraw from the area that they were in?
Dude. So yeah, there was like 23 hostages returned. We had over 80 hostages returned in a ceasefire agreement at the end of the Biden-Harris administration. But I'm still saying that failed because although the hostages were returned, 83 of them, right, Israel still continued on their warpath. Right. So like, sure, we reaped benefit of like some hostages being returned, but still yet the detriment is like the continued ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people. Right. And in the violation of that peace agreement.
I think I saw that there was like an incident maybe yesterday or something, but I think the intention is that they try to honor this peace agreement still.
Then they wouldn't be like pushing legislation in their parliament to annex the West Bank.
Isn't that a separate part of the area than we're talking about Gaza?
Wait, so you think the peace deal was just for Gaza?
That was what I was focused on. And that's where the most of the bloodshed was.
You could tell me, right? So they're going from killing Palestinians in one area of Palestine to like ethnically cleansing Palestinians in another part of Palestine. Wait, so I mean, even if what you're saying here is right, well, then it just seems like a total like gimmick, right? To try to get the world back on Israel's side, right? They've been slaughtering, ethnically cleansing so many people in Gaza, right? And then,
but not on the West Bank, like right? There's things happening in both places.
One moment, like a growing sentiment, right, of being anti-Israel, right, in the youth of this country and on the global stage, right? So you're telling me that they faked a ceasefire agreement just so they could then pivot to the ethnic cleansing of the West Bank? Like, I'm not saying the ceasefire. Like, I think that you're wrong, but even if you were right, this is still atrocious.
I'm not saying that the ceasefire changed the government of Israel's views. I'm just saying that every day, thousands of people were dying, and then a ceasefire came through, and now, almost no one's dying in that area. Very few people are dying now in Gaza. So the scale of destruction was much greater in the area where the ceasefire just made, some results come to fruition. And, I'm not defending any actions that are happening in West Bank, but there's a lot less bloodshed, which is a good thing in Gaza than there was prior to the peace agreement. And I think that's sort of how I measure results first, is that stop, bombing and losing lives. And then it's focus on sort of these, more inappropriate policies of Israel second. But
Well, I mean, I'm not sure that what you're saying is true, right? Because of the continued reports of people dying in Gaza, and I mean the Israeli government continuing to push for legislation to annex illegally the West Bank, right? It's not over, right? People are still dying.
People were dying thousands and thousands a day, and now there was like one isolated incident. I mean, yeah, did anyone die? I don't have like a microscope on Gaza, but
yes,
much less than
people
was a
are
month
continuing
ago.
to die, and I mean, like even with like the legislation that I pointed out that they pushed through their parliament to annex the West Bank, do you think that the Palestinians living in the West Bank are just going to roll over and let that happen to them? No, they're gonna fucking fight for their land, right? There's still gonna be like more continued bloodshed right in the West Bank, right? Like not to mention that even on the global stage, not only do we see continued bloodshed in Gaza, not only do we see continued bloodshed in the West Bank, not only do we see everything else that I just mentioned, right? But then also because of Donald Trump's foreign affairs in relationship to like Russia and Ukraine, right? Russia's been killing the most Ukrainians proportionately month by month that they have since the beginning of their invasion by dropping the most bombs, right? Due to Donald Trump relinquishing international pressure on the country.
Yeah, I mean, one thing at a time, though. I think first, it was important to make a deal that was focused on or that had results in Gaza. And then I think you're right, there are other things that would need to be done to continue to make sure that stands.
Like that peace agreement, quote unquote, no longer stands. Like, I mean, it was violated, meaning it was terminated. That's like the end of that conversation.
Well, I think that the military, I think, has still pulled out and is not actively. I mean, there was one attack or a strike or whatever you want to call it, but I don't think that it's really like not on anymore. I think there was a brief moment of
The military pulled out. Israel passed legislation to annex Gaza, like the totality of it. Like they've already annexed like 80%. They're going for 100%, right? And like plus, right? Like how could you say that there's no more bloodshed in Gaza, considering the fact, right, that one of the worst things we've seen out of Gaza is like babies fucking starving to death because they don't have access to clean water or food, right? And then we got the news less than 48 hours after that peace agreement was signed into law, quote unquote, that Israel then went back off to restricting food, water, and trade routes. Right, what happens when you restrict those food, water, and trade routes?
Yeah, obviously people need food and water. I mean,
right.
There's a lot less people dying from the numbers that I've seen now than there were previously, which I think is a good thing. There were many thousands of people dying.
Do you think that's Trump's fault?
So I think that Trump had a big part in pushing that deal over the line. That I think released some of the remaining hostages.
But we've already clarified that deal doesn't matter because it was violated.
No, I think a lot of the deals, I mean, still seems to be on, right? Like the Israeli army is not.
It's just a binary. It's just like it's a zero. It's just a 1 or a 0. Okay, it's been violated since they've killed Palestinians and they're recutting off those food, water, and trade routes. That is a violation of the deal, meaning that deal as stopped. Right? It's not that complicated. Right? It's an if then conditional statement. If deal violated, then deal terminated. Right? But
I think it is a little bit more
perpetual violations of that deal by Israel towards Gaza. And I mean, I could continue to repeat this and I could continue to give the same examples and you could continue to give the same response, but it just doesn't really seem like we're really going anywhere.
Yeah, totally fair. I mean, look, I think that there's still a chance. Like, I think all of the months and years and effort that went into making that deal and the framework of that deal, hopefully they can still get back on, perfect terms with it and start to abide it. I think it's not great that it's been wavering, but time will tell. I mean, if you just drew up a chart.
So there was an airstrike in Gaza on October 29th that killed over 100 people, including 46 children.
Yeah, I think that's the incident that I was also referencing. That was not great. But
so do 100 people and 46 children typically die right during a peace agreement?
No, but if you look at the scale of destruction prior, that type of stuff was happening way too often. And now we're talking about one really sad event versus, that was the news 10 times a day for, for how long.
But maybe what it seems like is if what you're arguing here is that Israel's ramped down, right, their onslaught of Palestinian individuals.
Yeah, and I think Trump, exactly. Any
onslaught, point number one, any onslaught of the Palestinian individuals is one too many, right? And then point number two, I don't think that Donald Trump had a big part in that. Not at all. Not at all. I think that other countries had a big part in that, right? Like Germany, right? Banning the sale of arms to Israel. Like Canada and Australia recognizing Palestinian statehood, like global sentiment being anti-Israel, the fact that 71% of Democrats at or under the age of 50 no longer support them, the fact that 50% of Republicans at or under the age of 50 no longer support them. I think that's maybe what has a big part of that and causing that. Not Trump, not the guy that's called Bibi a war hero, not the guy that says Israel will always be our best friend, not the guy that says I'm going to be pro-Israel no matter what, right? Like, it's just pathetic to suggest that the guy who had a press conference with Netanyahu not even 4 months ago saying that he would love to personally send the American military into Gaza to quote unquote finish the job and ethnically cleanse the over 2 million Palestinians that remain living on the Gaza Strip to Jordan and Egypt, so then they could then bulldoze it all and build a Riviera to give to Netanyahu, is going to be the one responsible for that. Like, you just have like this blurred lens of this imperialist, like American imperialistic centered view of what's going on in Israel and Gaza right now, because you've fallen for the propaganda from Sleepy Don that he actually gives a shit when he's told you explicitly in the past that he doesn't, right? And what is actually likely responsible for like a reduction in the amounts of onslaught that we see on behest of Israel directed towards the Palestinian people would fall on states like Canada, Germany, Australia, other countries in the EU, and a global anti-Israeli sentiment.
You talk really fast. I'm trying to catch all that. I mean, look, there's other countries involved, yes, but the way I look at it is just like pretty black and white. You know, I don't know the exact number, but it seemed to me like 5,000 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people or something were dying every day.
I'm so sorry. You're repeating yourself. I've already responded to this.
Yeah. No, I think maybe we're just like on different.
The fact that you're repeating yourself is why we've had close to 2,000 people leave since you started this, right? Because you just continue to repeat yourself. You're like, oh, the fact that we've seen a reduction in killing, right, is like really good, and that means that we should all praise Trump. Dude, can you please go over like the 4 or 5 very specific points that I gave already in response to that, including but not limited to, right? The fact that we even have like the 100 people that died, including the 46 children, and an airstrike from Israel not even a week ago, right, demonstrates that ceasefire has been violated, right? And right, what is more likely responsible, right, for Israel slowing down their onslaught of the Palestinians, right, is going to be like members of the global community, right, and including the countries that are already listed off, right, like pushing an anti-Israeli sentiment by cutting off arms or recognizing Palestinian statehood, right? Not the fool, right, Mr. Trump, who did a press conference with Netanyahu not even 4 months ago, saying that once again he'd personally send our own military in to finish the ethnic cleansing on the Gaza Strip.
So how do you think Harris would have handled it differently? Put more pressure on Israel to stop it earlier, or?
I'm so sorry. I'm going to need you to either give a cogent rebuttal to that point, or I'm going to move on. Right.
Sorry, which point?
I'm not going to allow you just to pivot right after, right, I've been able to give like a cogent defense for the position that you're incorrect, and assuming that Donald Trump is responsible for diminishment of the onslaught of the Palestinian people at the hands of the state of Israel.
No, I think those are great points. I mean, yeah, I don't have a response because I think you're right on most of those, right? Like, those are great points. I think he has, I think you've convinced me, like, he's been part of it, right? Maybe he's not been everything. But I think it's unfair to give him no credit. But I think those are great points.
Well, I don't give him any credit.
I mean, no credit?
Yeah, I don't give him any credit. No. Jennifer.
Like, so you think he should have just done like nothing, or you just like don't think he was important at all? Okay, that's fair.
Maybe I'd give him a little bit of credit if he kept consistent messaging.
Okay.
Right, but now that you've recognized that those are great points, I'm actually going to move on to the next guest now. You take care. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. We'll happily get you loaded up in here. Only join in the queue if you are an American adult that supports Trump as president. We got the next guest loading in right now. Sarah, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much. And then Sarah with another $10. Thank you so much, Sarah, for the 20. Sarah says we spend more money on healthcare than any other country with universal healthcare, and we have the worst outcomes. Yeah, Sarah, I think that we need universal healthcare. I think that's an obvious. And like, hopefully that's something that the Democratic Party, right, starts pushing for, like in the near American future. I'd also like to thank Siri. Thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal. Thank you so much. And Maximilian, thank you so much for the $60 over on PayPal. I really appreciate you for that love. Let's get 600 Maximilian W's down below in that comment section while we're looking for that next guest to bring up on live to have a conversation right now. Maximilian with a $60 says, Dean, you're out here turning magateers into renewable energy. Every word you drop makes a red hat combust. Keep educating these cult clowns till they realize quote unquote patriot isn't spelled P-A-W-N. You're the cure, brother. From the fuck the Oompa Loompa. Maximilian, I fucking love you, bro. Show some love to Maximilian down below that chat. I appreciate you not just for the $60, for the incredibly kind message. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Show some love to Maximilian. You're sick. You're sick, bro. If you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok, or the Paybasters on that YouTube stream. What's going on? Are you MAGA? Got 5 seconds to respond, Mr. Scott. All right. Scott's not here. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got Henry loading up. We actually got Elena joining. Yo, and what? We get Elena joining? Holy shit. Okay. I obviously can't raise my voice. I mean, you just heard it completely go out. Here, give me 1 second, Helena. Give me 1 second. Hi. Sarah, thank you so much for the $200 donation over on Venmo. Sarah, thank you so much for the love. I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, I need to keep my cool here so I don't hurt my vocal cords even more. But Sarah, that is so fucking kind of you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the love. Please, 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 please show some love to Sarah down below in the comment section. That is like completely unreal. Thank you so much. Sarah with the $200 says, do something kind for yourself on me. Dude, thank you so much, Sarah. I'll have to take my girlfriend out to a dinner with that money. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want everybody watching to show some love. Seriously, please show some love to Sarah in the TikTok chat and the YouTube chat. I do not deserve that at all, and that is so incredibly kind of you. All the love to you, Sarah. Show some love to Sarah down below while we hop into this next conversation. Helena, hello.
Hi, Dean. How are you?
I am doing okay. Been better. Feel a little bit sick. But that's all right. Do you support Trump?
I don't support Trump, but I don't support Kamala, and I was wondering why you support Kamala.
Well, because I thought that she was significantly better than Trump.
So my take on recent politics is that I think on the left and the right,
I appreciate you for joining, though. We are just looking for people that do support Trump. If you're about to say, on the left and the right, there's been a lot of issues, I agree, right? But that doesn't change the fact that Kamala Harris was significantly better than Trump, right? But it still, pissed me off that Kamala Harris was pro-Israel. It pissed me off that, Kamala Harris, wouldn't endorse, right, Zohar Mamdani. Right? I agree with those things. I'm not favorable of the Democratic Party, but, the Democratic Party is, light years better than America. Light years. Hey, what's going on, Sibo? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how old are you?
How are you today?
Yeah, doing all right. How old are
I'm
you?
20, just turned 20.
Okay, and I have a question. Do you think that Donald Trump cares about low-income American citizens?
Cares about low income? Okay. That wasn't really the topic that I was thinking about going into, but I haven't really researched a lot about it, but I think he does. I think he's trying to bring back manufacturing into the United States, trying to increase jobs. And so I think that takes a lot of people out of low income.
Oh my God,
Scan
I'm
those
dying.
jobs.
I'm fucking dying over here. Okay, yeah, point number one. We just got the worst jobs report since 2003. Last
Okay,
month, 153,000 people lost their jobs. Point
Okay.
number two, you said that you think he cares about low-income Americans. So why the hell did a court have to force him twice to feed 42 million starving American citizens that lost access to their food stamps because of the government shutdown?
I think there's just a lot of argument about the government shutdown just because I don't know a lot about it, but I think it's leverage for the Democrats, and I think that Trump's just trying to basically shut down those SNAP benefits just to have them vote for the government to be back in.
Right,
and I don't think it's good.
So then you're arguing that Donald Trump.
Sorry.
So, but this argument, right, loudly implies that Donald Trump doesn't care about low-income Americans, since you are literally stating that you think he views 42 million starving Americans, right, including 13 million American children, as nothing more than leverage.
I think both are using it as leverage. That's what I was just about to say. I think it's wrong on both sides, just because we're playing with a lot of people's lives.
No, the reason
And
why
I
the
think-
Democrats don't want to reopen the government, right, is to prevent the Republicans from playing with the lives of so many, to fund ACA subsidies so Medicaid premiums don't go up by 75%. Okay? Matter of fact, the Republicans control the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. Matter of fact, in their continuing resolution, their funding bill for the next year, right, they said we are not going to fund these ACA subsidies, and premiums are going to go up by thousands and thousands of dollars for the 55 million Americans that are relying on Medicaid, right? And then they knew that the Democrats wouldn't like this. They knew the Democrats wouldn't vote for it, right? And they just expected them to roll over and accept it because they didn't want the government to be shut down. But the Democrats are saying, no, this is a hard line, okay? We do not want, right, for instance, the average American living in Maine on Medicaid to pay an additional $10,000 to $16,000 per year in Medicaid premiums.
Okay, that's a good point. And also, what's like the percentage of people using the Medicaid social system? Like, what percentage do you think are there's 100% citizens, like American citizens?
Yeah, federal Medicaid, 100%
Yeah.
people that use it are citizens, yeah.
Okay,
Citizens
perfect.
are legal
All right.
residents.
Yeah, I think I have a lot of liberal ideologies as well. I think you make some great points that definitely have changed my point of view. I was wondering if I could ask about another topic, just kind of relates to just like increasing jobs. So I remember you changed the H-1 visa price or H-1 visa fee from 10,000 to 100,000. And I think that directly benefits the American people and the American citizen because
No.
now they get paid more. It's less. Say like I'm going to become personally, I'm going to become an accountant and now I have to compete less with people,
Yeah.
with other people. Like,
Guess what? It directly serves as a detriment to the American people by placing a limiter, right, on the most innovative minds around the world from being able to live, work, and prosper inside of the American economy. Okay, when we have, right, high-skilled laborers come into America on H-1B visas to work for American companies, right, not only do they contribute to American innovation, right, not only do they contribute to the American society by working, making money, and paying taxes here, living here, but they also contribute to American society by sending their kids to American universities, by moving here full-time, right? And when everybody on one of those H-1B visas is a high-skilled worker, because that's who the visas are for, right, limiting the ability and the capacity for the greatest and brightest minds around the world to come to America on one, right, is incredibly detrimental to the country as a whole, because now we're forcefully limiting the potential prosperity of the American economy by ensuring that we don't have the best and the brightest minds that we could, by ensuring that we don't have these high income earners that are high skilled, paying taxes and sending their kids to college here, and ensuring that the smartest minds on this in this globe, right, are not moving to America and starting their businesses here.
okay, that makes sense. They get hired from a company, so not starting a business off of an H-1 visa.
Yeah, but
and two-
what happens is they'll move here.
Sorry,
on
can
an
I
H-1B
finish,
visa.
please? Can I finish?
I just wanted to clarify
Sorry.
that point.
Sorry.
It'll take 5
No,
seconds.
But like, all
What
right,
happens is they'll
clarify.
come here to work on an H-1B visa, then they'll end up moving here full time. Like that happens
Okay.
a lot.
And they're working for somebody. They're not starting a business because that's not what H-1 visa is.
Do you work for the same company your whole life?
Sorry, but they're coming here to work for a business.
Yeah,
let's
but it
say
creates
they do
it
start one. Let's say they
creates
do start one. And,
It creates the potentiality
okay.
for them to move to America full time, apply for residency or citizenship, and then ultimately turn around and use the skills that they already know or
Okay.
from working for an American company
All
to
right.
start their own.
Okay, one doesn't limit the very innovative minds to coming here because you can still go. If there's someone that's super valuable, a company can still pay for them to get a visa here, and that's what we're seeing with Google and AI. Like I don't know what the contract was, but it was like someone paid $50 million for one person for AI. So they're still innovative minds, but also if you look at it as a citizenship, like an American citizen perspective, now it is harder for me to get a job because we're not opening the floodgates, but we're inviting other people from around the world to obtain those jobs. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying if you have a very innovative mind, you can still come here because their fee is like there's still a fee. Like they're not blocking it off completely. But I think that it increases the chance of an American citizen getting a job. And I think that is one thing that's why I'm a Republican is because it's American citizen, not the whole world. I think you want to benefit the American citizen.
Yeah,
And that's what
I'm
it
okay.
directly benefits.
I'm okay with like increasing the likelihood of an American citizen getting a job that would require like a high level of skill and merit by like pushing for American citizens to have higher levels of skill and merit by educating them better. Like I'm not okay with increasing the likelihood that an American citizen could get a job by systemically limiting other high skilled laborers from functioning and working inside of our economy from other countries, right? What you're advocating for here, right, is placing right origin and country of birth over skill and merit, right? Like right now in the chat, there's a couple people spamming skill issue, right? And what you're describing is like literally like cope, seething, and skill issue, right? You're saying that, oh, like I won't be able to get this job since somebody that's better than me at performing at this job, right, is in this country on an H-1B visa, and they have more merit, they have more qualifications, so they're going to get that job before I do. Yeah, it sounds like a fucking skill issue, bro. Like I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you should.
So
just,
they also get paid. They also get paid lower.
I think that you should just pick yourself up by your bootstraps a little bit more. I think that maybe what you need to do is just go back to school. Maybe get that bachelor's compared to that associate's. Maybe go intern at a firm in the industry for a little while, and make yourself a more qualified candidate. So ultimately, maybe you'll get hired over the immigrant on a H-1B visa, right, man? I think that's right? The ambition that needs to exist inside of you, right? Not a call to systemically limit the potential success and prosperity of the American economy by declining to invite the best and the brightest minds around the world to work in it. Right? And then just something else I want to bring up here, right? Because this point is also very important, right? Donald Trump is not good for jobs. We have gotten the worst job reports we have, and like close to or over 20 years under second administration so far. Point number one, according to the Federal Reserve, private fixed investment into American manufacturing has been plummeting since his inauguration. Point number two, we literally just got the worst jobs report we have since 2003. 153,000 Americans were laid off last month. And point number three, unemployment continues to rise and GDP growth continues to fall compared to where it was at last year under Biden. Right?
Okay. All right. Could I go back to H-1 visa? Because I just want to counter that. So why do the people on the H-1 visas get paid lower than an American citizen would in that same field?
Can you give me a source for
Like
that?
statistically, like a source? All right, I'll look one up right now. And I know. All right. I can't really sit here for 5 minutes and find a source, but
Okay.
yeah. But I think my whole argument still is, I think that he's prioritizing the American citizen over someone that is not an American citizen.
No,
I think that needs.
he's not. He's not prioritizing the American citizen. Okay, like what American citizens, right? Is he prioritizing? Is he prioritizing the average American? Absolutely fucking not. According to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, he's taking their purchasing power away and is reducing it with a big beautiful bill. Is he prioritizing low-income Americans? Absolutely fucking not. He just refused to feed 42 million starving Americans and violated a court order that ordered him to for 4 days before the court told him he'd be punished if he didn't follow it tomorrow. Then he begrudgingly agreed to feed the 42 million starving Americans, and he took healthcare away from 10 million of them too. Is he like prioritizing like what American citizens here is he prioritizing?
Related to the H-1B visa.
Oh, okay.
talking about.
So you think
Okay.
that you like somewhat have an argument when it comes to the H-1B visas, even though I've
Yeah.
already been able to absolutely dispute and debunk that shit.
I know, your whole
Because
thing was a
H-1B
skill
visas
issue.
actually makes the country as a whole better off because it allows the best and the brightest minds from all around the world to be working inside of the American economy, contributing to the economy, right? And then ultimately introducing the potentiality of them living in this country in the long term, starting their own business here, or sending their kids to school here, right? But then when we consider, like the various other things, right, all of a sudden it only becomes even more clear that I'm right and only more clear that you're wrong. Like literally what you're asking me to do here is you're asking me to take like chess pieces off of the chessboard, right? By arguing, right, that you think that you might have a little bit of an argument about the H-1B visas, or even though I've already been able to dispute it. Okay, well now consider everything else that the Trump administration is doing too. right? You can't just act like those things don't exist, because they do. Right? You can't just act like he's actively giving the middle finger, right, to hundreds of millions of American citizens, because he is. You can't just act like he's not destroying the economy, right? Because he is. GDP growth down, inflation up, unemployment up. Most layoffs last month in a single month job report since 2003. Business investment down. Right? You can't just act like he's not also bad for the economy because of his mass deportation, right? According to the American Immigration Council, that's going to cost us $2 trillion over the course in the next 10 years. And if we deport all the undocumented immigrants, our GDP would fall by $1.1 through $1.7 trillion per year. Right? Like, where do we go from here? I think the only direction we could go in from here, right, is you just conceding that you're wrong. Unless you could give, right, like a seemingly cogent sound counter rebuttal. By the way, I've invited you here around 10 times to turn back on your microphone. To unmute, just click on your profile picture, then click on the icon on the mic. But I'm going to send you another invitation here right now. Just sent you another invitation. There you go.
Perfect. Okay, sorry. This was that was the first one. Sorry. All right. I think you make great points. I think I definitely have changed my point of view for a little bit just because of what you've said. Also, again, I'm not like a professional debater, but you have definitely made some great points. Another thing, this might be a little bit off topic, but I think I would lean right. I have a good amount of ideologies on the left and right, but I think the reason why I lean right is because I want to incentivize hard work, and I think that I want to incentivize like a skill, you want to incentivize a skill, like building skills and being valuable to the system. And I think without that, like incentivizing that, you go in history, you look at Cuba, you look at the USSR, you look at Venezuela, like we're taking incentivizing skill out of the equation. And then that's what you get. You get starving citizens. So I think that's why I lean right. I was just wondering,
to prevent starving citizens?
No, incentivizing hard work. That's what I
Incentivizing
said.
hard work? Yeah. The right does not incentivize hard work. Right? The right doesn't incentivize skill. Right? For the most part, when compared to the left. Well, I mean, yeah. Why don't you turn around and go to the average university in this country? You'll find that the professors there that are actively teaching their students skill are, for the most part, on the left. You'll find that the institutions as a whole lean left. You'll find that the more educated an American is, the more they lean left. And you'll also find, right, that it is the left who supports giving low-income Americans what they need in order to have some level of sustainability, like Section 8, like food stamps, like Medicaid, like Medicaid, so on and so forth, right? So they're better able to focus on developing those skills instead of having to work like 70 hours a week just to make ends meet, or like advocating for the minimum wage to be raised, right? You know, like when you have a minimum wage, I think I said minimum raise. When you have a minimum wage that's like literally $8 an hour, well, all of a sudden, right, you can't spend your time developing a skill, because instead you have to spend your time like working your fucking ass off at a minimum wage job, right, just to make ends meet. But then the Democrats are like, hey, let's like bump that minimum wage. Let's, give you a little bit of assistance for your housing. Let's give you a little bit of assistance for food. Let's make sure that you're covered if you break your arm and you want to go to a hospital, right? So then we're promoting an environment where the average American and the average low-income American has more economic mobility, which would be equivalent to a greater ability to be able to grow and scale one's own income, thereby an increased ability to grow and scale one's own skill and or education.
Okay. So, like, an example, like, let's say, like, under Gavin Newsom, like, what he's done, he's trying to, like, what you've said, like, kind of put in place, like, okay, we're going to make it so, like, people can have, like, a foundation and can build skills under that foundation, which I agree with. But how has that turned out with, like, the homelessness in California? Because now he's putting the foundation. He's giving people systems and social benefits to build skills and to be valuable to the U.S. and to make, now that's saying that you can increase your increase your net worth, increase your revenue. How has that helped with like the homelessness? Like, have homelessness like decreased in California because of those systems?
Well, I don't know why we just
and
be
we both know the answer. It's increased.
I don't know why we just be looking at one Democrat in one state.
It's because it's like a massive Democratic state.
One moment, at one Democrat in one state, right, with one data point, that being homeless, homelessness, right? So, I
Okay.
mean, if you want to attempt to make an argument here by arguing that like some policy that Gavin Newsom has advocated for is increase homelessness in California, go for it, right? But I mean, this is like a macro conversation about the country as a whole, right? With many data points. So what I would say, right, is well, if you want to make a baseless association between party affiliation, either Democrat or Republican, and income, right? Well, then I mean, just look at the average income of a Democrat compared to the average income of a Republican. Look at the total GDP contributions of blue states compared to the total GDP contributions of red states, right? And what you see is it becomes incredibly clear that the average Democrat makes more money and is better educated and contributes more to this country's GDP than the average Republican.
Okay. So, but like the whole argument was for low income to build a foundation, and so they can now build skills.
So
Was that like the whole argument?
I just don't know.
Was that what we were talking about, or am I like?
We're talking about like which party designs better policy to better support low income Americans to build skills.
Yeah.
And the answer to that question,
Yeah, to build skills. Yeah, yeah, and I think that okay. Now we've given the Democrats time to build policy in California, just zeroing in on that state.
Why are we only looking at California? Why are we?
Because
looking
it's a
at federal
Democratic-run
policy?
state.
Okay, yeah. So you want to ignore all the other Democrat-run states too?
All right, well, we'll look at the other ones. Let's look at
just
Oregon.
look at the country as a whole. Wait.
Let's
Tell
look at
me
Oregon.
this. So, what specific policy has Gavin Newsom implemented that has caused homelessness in California?
I haven't really looked at every policy or specific policy, but I've seen.
Right. So
I'm
tell me, you're going to have to be able to give me that policy in order to make that argument. But by the way, like,
Okay.
I think that's like I wouldn't expect like anybody to be able to answer that question. Like that's a crazy fucking question, right? But that is like the information that you need to know in order to make your crazy fucking argument.
I don't think it's that crazy. I think my argument's just if you can now let's increase the minimum
So then
wage.
tell me the policy that Gavin Newsom passed that caused more homelessness in California.
Okay, caused more homelessness.
Yeah.
I don't think I've said it causes more homelessness. I'm just saying why isn't it decreased? Like we've given a lot of time for the Democrats to decrease homelessness and build a foundation, and so everyone can prosper. But why isn't that the case?
Okay.
Like I'm asking you, like,
So you're
why isn't that
asking
the
me
case?
why is homelessness in California not gone down?
Yeah, because
Okay, why are
it's-
you trying to shift the burden on me? No, you're the one that's arguing that Democrats' policy causes homelessness, so you're going to have to specifically tell me which ones. Go ahead and unmute. Do you know how to unmute? There you go. Oh, also,
All right,
homelessness.
perfect. Am I back? All right,
Yeah,
cool.
homelessness dropped 4% in Los Angeles County from last year. And by the way, this is also like a huge fucking shit.
No, you're just zeroing in on a city. Like
Wait, what the fuck? You're zeroing in on
You
one
zero-
state with one fucking man. And should we? Well, I'm so sorry. Should we go statewide? Oh, let's go statewide. Homelessness by state ranked USA. Let's go ahead and look that up. States with the largest homelessness population. Let's see here. Wow. It looks like let's state by ranked per capita. I'm gonna do per capita, but no, go ahead. And also tell me how this relates to why you support Trump. Can you unmute, please?
Yeah. All right.
Because I think that we're getting really far away from the point.
Okay.
How does this relate to why you
Yeah,
support
support
Trump?
Trump because he incentivizes hard work.
How?
That's why. Because he doesn't give a bunch of people free stuff.
Wait, so you think that people work harder when they don't have like food stamps, when they don't have like Section 8, when they don't have like
I don't think people work harder. I think it's just now we're relying on people to take care of us.
Then why do we see
I think that's
that
a-
social
that's
safety
a-
nets give individuals a higher level of economic mobility?
Pardon. Hold on. Sorry. I think it's just.
like you like I'm so sorry, right? This is just like so abundantly wrong. Like imagine this, right? You're beginning to develop some chronic illness that if you had Medicaid because you're a low-income American, you could go to an annual physical, a doctor could identify it, treat it, and fix it. But now because you don't have that free thing, right? Now all of a sudden you're going without the annual physical. A doctor can't identify the early onset stages of this chronic illness. So the next thing you know, in another year or two, you're fucking disabled and you can't work at all. See, that's what not giving people quote unquote free stuff leads to. It can't lead to hard work because in the circumstance that I just gave you, it leads to no work because now you have this chronic illness that has made you disabled and unable to work that could have been prevented if you had that quote unquote free handout. Like fuck.
Okay. I think
Right, like,
I wouldn't say
I've already
radical
described this with the
take-
other free stuff
All
too,
right.
like food stamps and Section 8, right? Well, fuck, maybe if a low-income mother of 5, right, doesn't have food stamps in Section 8, right, and she really needs a job, right, she's going to go get the job that is standing immediately in front of her. That's the easiest to get at like the lowest at a firm that has a low level of competition, like a minimum wage job. So now she has to work 75 hours a week, right, just to make ends meet because of lower wages and the fact that she's not getting that assistance. So now she can't go learn a skill at a trade school online. But maybe if we give her that assistance, then A, she'll hold more bargaining power against her employer. B, maybe she'll go interview at that firm that's a little bit more competitive and is a little bit like more risky and less likely to get her that job because she has that government assistance to rely on. And C, if she does get that job, she'll get higher wages and she'll have to work less hours, not only because of the higher wages, but also because of the government assistance. Therefore, she'll have more time to go get that online trade degree. And maybe this is why we see that food stamps actually generate, right, for every dollar put in, $1.80 of economic activity and output. And this is why these quote unquote free handouts, right, are not only good for the economy, but good for the economic mobility of the individuals that are on them. Right? You don't have an argument. You do not have an argument.
Okay,
right, that not giving
that's
people
a-
these quote unquote
do
free
you-
handouts here, right, incentivizes more hard work.
Okay. Do you think those policies are implemented in California?
Sir, I'm refusing to have a specific conversation with you about California because we're talking about the
I'm
country
just
as a
saying,
lawyer. We're talking about the
just an
federal government.
example.
And I'm going to be honest, like, I don't even know the specific policy of California. I live in Colorado.
I think it's an example of why.
Just listen
it
to what
does
I'm
not
saying.
work.
I don't even know. I don't even know the specific policy of California. I'm completely unaware of it because
Okay.
it doesn't impact me. I'm in Colorado. Why would I?
It's a Democratic-ran state.
That doesn't. I'm so
One.
sorry. What are you not listening? I can't have a
It's-
conversation with you about
it's a-
California because I
It's a
don't live in
Democratic-ran
California.
state.
I
It's a
don't know their
Democratic-ran
policy.
state in homelessness or unsheltered populations up 14%.
Dude. I do not know California's legislation, policy, social safety net, so on and so forth, because I do not live there. I live in Colorado.
I'm just giving an example.
But we both
Okay.
live in America. So we could talk about America as a whole. And honestly, can you stop fucking pivoting? Can you actually respond to the arguments that I just gave you?
Chill, bro.
Oh,
Okay.
by the way, actually, I'm going to make a new point because you're talking about incentivizing hard work. Remember earlier when you're telling me that you're really pissed off because there's harder working immigrants that are coming in to work in America on H-1B visas, and instead of picking yourself up by your bootstraps and working on growing your own merit, working on growing your own education and skill, you instead want Daddy Trump to just prevent those higher skilled immigrants from coming into the country in the first place to give you the upper hand even though you're less qualified? Well, what happened to incentivizing hard work there, buddy?
All right. I'm just okay. My whole point. Let's say I'm fucking pivoting.
No.
Whatever.
Respond
I
to the
still don't
H-1B
believe
point.
it. Okay.
Wait, no.
H-1Bs.
I very specifically want you to respond to the argument that I just gave you. Right? They're asking Daddy Trump to give you fucking like the Republican version of DEI. I get you hired to a job not because you're not because you have skill or merit, but literally because you're an American citizen. Does that incentivize hard work?
All right. And that goes back to my first point was he puts American citizens first. And that's what he's doing.
But in doing so, right, you're not incentivizing those American citizens to go out and work hard, right? Because instead of telling them, like, hey, right, if this immigrant is like beating you, if like they're more educated than you, if they have more skill than you, right, he's telling you that you don't need to go work harder yourself to become more educated yourself.
Okay.
He's telling you that he'll just give you that job without having to work harder to get that better
Okay.
education or higher level of skill.
And then my whole point is what you just said, give him the job. It's just an increased chance to get the job.
Right.
For
right,
an American
right,
citizen.
Right, but not
And
because
why aren't we
not because
incre- why aren't we
but not because you have more
looking at
merit or more
American
skill.
citizens first?
Not because you have more merit or more skill though. That's my fucking point.
All right.
Right?
So what about DEI?
He's actually incentivizing you to work not as hard, right? Because instead of you having to respond to the fact that in America, right, high-skilled immigrants can come and work on an H-1B visa, meaning that if you want to get the job that you want because of the H-1B program, you maybe have to go to school for another 2 years or do like a year internship to build your resume. And instead, he's just telling you, well, hey, listen, fuck that immigrant. We're just going to tell them they can't come in and you could get that job even though you have less qualifications than them. So you actually don't have to work as hard as you would have had to work, right? If we didn't implement these restrictions on the H-1B program as a whole. right?
Okay,
So,
so
how can
what-
you tell me in
what should
one
we do
breath
with those American citizens that
tell
don't have
me,
a job?
Tell me, how could you tell me in one breath that Donald Trump is incentivizing hard work, but in the next breath actually incentivizing more laziness amongst American workers?
Okay, I think so. I think you make great points. I think my first point was he helps American citizens first, and that should be the number one priority.
He's quote
And
unquote
then my
helping
second
American
point-
citizens by allowing them to be more lazy.
He's not really allowing them to be more lazy.
Yeah, because
I would
he's
say you
telling you
still
that you
have
don't
to
have to
get
go out
your
and work as
CPA
hard.
to be an accountant. You still have to get your, I don't know what it's called, but you still have to be a welder. You still have to be an electrician.
But you don't
But
have to
now,
be as good of
there's
an
less people
accountant.
applying
You don't-
for a
You don't have
job.
to be as good of an electrician. You don't have to be as good of a welder in order to get that job, incentivizing you to not be as good in the first place.
Okay. But as my whole point is, the first thing that a president should look for is how can I benefit the American citizen?
Well, I mean, you're telling me that like the quote unquote free handouts of like food stamps, Section 8, so on and so forth, don't actually benefit American citizens because it doesn't incentivize them to work as hard. Therefore, in accordance with your own logic, Donald Trump's ban on like the H-1B
Yeah.
visas to a certain extent, it actually serves as a detriment to American citizens because it incentivizes them to not work as hard.
Okay. And then you could also
Right?
look at
Right? Like what's the
look at-
difference between the free handout of food stamps under your view and the free handout of a job?
Okay,
Answer
so
that. What's the difference?
Which state
What's
has the most
difference?
social systems?
From your perspective of like silly one-dimensional MAGA logic, what is the difference between the government saying
Which state-
here's free food stamps and Donald Trump saying, "Oh, here's a free job that you could have even though you're not as qualified because we're going to prevent the immigrant on the H-1B visa from getting it first." What's the difference? Don't pivot.
Don't pivot. Okay, the difference of okay. I think yes, those two statements are contradicting each other,
They are.
but I think that I am saying that because it is contradicting each other. But I
Yeah.
think that as a president, you should look at America first, and then now I have 300 million American citizens. I know it's more. 300 million American citizens. Now within this, how can I increase productivity within my country?
If you
Not-
think the president should look after citizens first, then why do you support Trump considering the fact that a court had to force him 2 times in order to look after the 42 million American citizens that have been starving because of the government shutdown and food stamps losing their funding? And then Donald Trump's response of saying that I'm actually not going to fucking help you.
Okay, so why is the government shut down in the first place? Like, why did the Democrats not let SNAP benefits happen in the first place?
Who controls the House?
Why'd
Who
they
controls
vote
the
that
Senate?
out?
And who controls the White House?
That's usually like how it goes, right? Like the side that shuts the country down is the side that shuts the country down. Am I wrong? Like the Democrats did it first. Like we wouldn't be here in the first place if it wasn't for the Democrats.
What makes you say that?
Because then they shut it down. Like they voted for it to be shut down.
Oh, so they didn't vote for the Republican spending bill? Well, the Republicans didn't vote for the Democrat spending bill.
Okay, so the Democrats shut the whole government down.
I mean, if you're
Because
saying that the
they didn't get
Democrats
their
shut
way?
the government down because they didn't vote for the Republican spending bill, well, therefore, what's the difference between my argument that the Republicans shut the government
Well,
down because they didn't
did
vote
they
for the
both?
Democrat spending bill?
Okay. So which one reopened earlier and which one was voted earlier? Because it's still not. It's the government's still shut down.
So maybe
people are still starving.
right, just saying like not voting against a bill with no information on the bill is right, not the adequate logic to determine what truly shut the government down. I think what truly shut the government down was the Republicans, right, refusing to fund ACA subsidies that will increase Medicaid premiums by upward to 75%. And I actually view the Democrats in Congress that are refusing to vote for the Republicans funding bill as goddamn patriots because what they're refusing to vote for is a neglect of 55 million American citizens that are reliant on Medicaid.
Is that whole bill just that? There's nothing else in the bill. Like nothing else related to
No, there's
like
all-
giving
there's all
illegal
the other
immigrants
funding
Medicare.
for-
Like there's nothing in that that says like relates to okay,
Oh,
okay,
so
we're gonna give now.
that's the one and only reason why the Democrats have refused to vote for the Republicans funding bill. Yes,
It's because they don't want Medicare or an increase in
It's
Medicare.
because they don't want the average family in Maine on Medicaid, right, to have to spend an additional $16,000 per year in premiums. Yeah,
Okay.
right. That's their patriotic duty.
Okay. And so we're gonna make people starve because we don't want that to happen.
Right. No, the Republicans are going to make people starve by presenting
Bro,
unruly,
you can-
terrible
okay,
cuts,
sorry.
right, to Medicaid, right, that will increase premiums by like tens of thousands of dollars per year for like 55 million Americans, right, and refusing to rule out, introducing the subsidies that would prevent that.
And those premiums would just be for like the below $50,000 a year, right? Like low income.
No, actually, there's like households that can make like $70,000, $100,000 per year in Maine that it can be on Medicaid because of the size of the household, right? That are going to expected once again to pay like an additional $16,000 per year in premiums. This is affecting low-income Americans, but it's also affecting like the average American in some states where the average American can qualify for Medicaid benefits.
Okay. So he's just saying decreasing the social system for Medicare.
No, making it significantly more expensive for the people on it.
And how much was the premium before?
75% lower on average, according to the CBO.
Okay, 75%. Okay, and this isn't per how much you make, right? It's just 75% like for throughout.
It's going to be like
there's
on
no
average.
difference.
It's going to be on
Okay,
average.
on average. Okay. I don't really agree. I don't agree with that. But I think in response to that, why do we have to shut down the government?
Because the Republicans won't back off, wanting to refuse to fund those subsidies.
Okay, so didn't the Democrats like propose that? Like, didn't they propose not to do this, and then it was not voted for, so they shut the government down?
I don't even know what you're saying.
Okay,
I don't. Also, why do you keep calling it the Democrat shutdown? Like, you understand?
because that's
that the
how it is
Republicans-
been said throughout history. Which side shuts it down?
Whenever the Democrats, so whenever there's a government shutdown, the Democrats are always to blame.
The Republicans were to blame last time.
Wait, so why were the Republicans to blame last time, but not to blame this time, considering the fact that Donald Trump was
Because the
president with a
Republicans
majority
shut
of
it down.
Republicans? So how did the Republicans shut it down last time, but not this time?
Okay, because the Republicans voted to shut it down. They didn't have enough votes.
How do you think
Isn't
that
it the same? Isn't it the same way? Like,
how do you
okay,
think
now.
that a government shutdown happens? I think that you're confused.
Okay, how does the government educate me? How does the government shutdown happen?
Well, this is a question that I asked you.
I actually have no idea, but I know they need 5 more votes to reopen the government. But
Right, this is why
they
you're
need 5
confused.
more
Right,
Democrat, and then last time it was 5 more Republican.
It's because the House of Representatives, right, and the Senate cannot agree on a funding bill for the next year.
Okay, and that whole
controls-
funding bill,
who controls the
everything in the
Senate?
funding bill is just that.
Who controls the Senate?
Like it's just like the Medicare, right? Sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Who controls
Go on,
the Senate?
sorry. Okay, the Senate,
Yeah.
the Republicans,
Who controls the House?
Republicans,
Who controls the White House?
Republicans,
Who controls the Supreme Court?
Republicans.
But it's to blame on the Democrats.
So hold on. So your point is the Republicans control the government, and they need 5 more Democratic votes to reopen the government. That's the Republicans' fault
Yes.
because they need 5 more Democratic votes
And they
for
can't- and
a
they
bill to
can't-
be passed,
and
for
they
a
can't-
spending bill to be passed.
And they can't, and they can't convince 5 fucking Democrats, right, to vote for their funding bill because of how absolutely atrociously shit it is.
because of the Medicare.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's a good point. So it's just basically the Medicare is like that's a no-go. Like we're not letting that happen.
Yeah.
We're not increasing.
Any reasonable person, right, can agree that we should absolutely hold a red line to the notion of defunding ACA credits and increasing premiums by thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for 55 million Americans on Medicaid.
Okay, that's a great point. I agree with you. on that. We can both agree on that. Okay, perfect. All right. So what was the point before that again?
Oh, yeah, that's what you were saying.
kinda
That the
went-
Republicans incentivize hard work, and then I explained
perfect,
because like
perfect,
the Democrats give free handouts, and then I actually brought up how like food stamps, Section 8, Medicaid, Medicare, so on and so forth, actually incentivize hard work.
And then I brought up the state that has the most social systems has a 14% increase in homelessness, and that's somehow like pivoting somehow.
So how do you know that the rate of homelessness wouldn't be higher if they didn't have those systems?
How would I know? Because if you look at another state, perfect. We'll look at another state. We'll look at another state that doesn't have these systems. We'll look at Texas. All right, we'll see what Texas. If Texas is 20, I'll leave right now and say you're right. Okay, in Texas, it is growth of 12%. So call it even, call it 3% lower. Is that 3% lower something we want to strive for?
How do you know the
Or
reason
is that-
why
is that-
Texas
is
has
that-
had a lower increase in their level of homelessness is because they don't have those social safety nets?
Call it correlation. Call it hard work.
Have you ever heard of a correlation causation fallacy?
Yeah, I have.
Right.
And that's what I just.
Right. So
wow.
you'd have to prove the causal relationship between the existence of social safety nets and a lower level of homelessness.
Okay.
Sorry, higher level of homelessness.
All right. All right. All right. That's
Can-
fair.
can you do
That's a
that?
fair comment. Can I do that? Maybe with some more time to research.
Do it.
Maybe, but
Do it.
off the
Go
top
do
of my
that
head.
research. Go do that research. Here, give me a second to thank a couple people here. Give me a second to thank a couple people here. Molly, thank you so
perfect,
much
yeah.
for the $20 over on Super Chat. I really appreciate you for that. Love Molly. Let's get 200 Molly W's down below in that chat. Molly says another Trumper parodying Trump. Oh yeah, unbelievable, Molly. I appreciate you so much for the $20. And then Scott, thank you so much for the $20 as well in Super Chat. Who says, "You poor dude, call it an early night tonight, buddy. You sound miserable. When you're feeling better, we'll still be here to cheer you on. Take this and get some soup, dude." Scott, yeah, I do sound a little bit rough. I promise, it's just like a voice thing. I don't feel the best, but I definitely sound worse than I feel. Sound significantly worse than I feel. But yeah, we are definitely gonna hop off early tonight. We're only gonna go for maybe like 2 hours and 30 minutes compared to 4 hours. But thank you so much, Scott, and thank you so much, Molly, and then Lauren. Thank you so much for the $10 over on YouTube. Thank you so much, Lauren. While this guy's doing his research, we're gonna go to get another Trump supporter loaded up into the box right now. Unless you just like want to come back at a later date, it's up to you.
Hold on. Sorry. I'm doing a little bit more. Sorry.
Yeah, do you want to do that research now, or do you want to just come back at a later date? I don't know. Maybe he's just doing that research now. We'll let him do whatever the hell he wants to. What's going on? Do you support Trump, Mo Queen?
Hello!
Hi.
Oh my god, my hero!
I appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you for your kindness. I'm going to go and assume that because you view me as your quote-unquote hero that you do not support Trump. But you're based. You take care now. Moving on to the next guest. And Mofi, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Thank you so much. Mofi with the $10 says, does this guy even realize how hard it is to get hired by companies that sponsor H-1B visas? Less than 1% of U.S. employers even sponsor them. And then even then you have to be exceptionally qualified to be chosen over a U.S. citizen. Yup. Right. And like, why do we want to deny entry to the labor force for like exceptionally qualified individuals? What's up, Henry? Do you support Trump? Henry.
I do. I'm a hard right MAGA.
Ew, gross.
Yeah.
Ew, super gross. How old are you?
Yo, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. How old are you? 16?
Okay, I'm cutting out real bad.
Okay, you were cutting out. How old are you? This hard right MAGA motherfucker has
18.
terrible
August
MAGA
5th,
Wi-Fi.
2007.
And what's your social security number? I'm just kidding. I think that your connection is a little bit too bad to
No, my MAGA Wi-Fi is great, buddy. This is because
my quote unquote MAGA Wi-Fi is great. We only heard that because of how bad it is. I kicked you like 30 seconds ago. What's going on in the makings by Swan? Do you support Trump? Swan is not here. Goodbye. Guys, go to let me know if you're MAGA down below in that chat. I'll happily pull you up for a conversation, folks. Back over to Venmo. Lisa, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Thank you, Lisa. And Lucy, thank you for the $20 on Venmo. Let's get 200 Lucy W's. Lucy says, keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much, Lucy. And then Pot, thank you for the $6. and 66 cents. Taylor, thank you so much for the $5. And Roberto, thank you so much for the $10. And Roberto, I just read your message. That is awesome, man. Thank you so much for killing it. Show some love to Roberto for the 10. And then Jenna, thank you for the $10 as well, who says, hope you feel better. Thank you, Jenna. And then Rachel, thank you for the $5 as well. What's up? Do you support Trump? Hello? Dude, why are we only finding bots? Okay, can the MAGA droid top out? Like, we're only looking to talk to like people, right? Like, what? Just a bunch of bots, bro. Moving on to the next guest. Yo, then over on PayPal, holy shit, Harold, thank you for the 50, and Sean, thank you so much for the $50 as well. Holy shit, dude, show some love to Mr. Sean and Mr. Harold down below in that chat. I'm dying over here. Holy shit. Do y'all hear me? I fucking sound terrible. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Seriously, you two. Thank you guys so much for your kindness. Thank you. Harold with the $50 says, thank you for going live. Cool. You are a warrior and an American brave. Thank you so much for your kindness. Harold, thank you for your kind words in the $50. Thank you so much. And then Sean with a $50. Let's go ahead and read Sean's message up while we're still focusing on getting that next guest up here. Sean with a $50 says, you are correct on the H-1B visa. And I have an in-law who's laid off because his company cannot pay the $100K. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that, Sean. Thoughts and prayers to your in-law. But thank you for the $50. Show some love to Sean and Harold down below. What's up? Do you support Trump? Dude, okay, another bot. Okay, can the bots stay the fuck out of the queue?
Hey, I'm back.
Okay, yeah, I've been trying to find a Trump supporter the whole time that you've been gone.
All right, perfect.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna kick you too. You have a good rest of your day though. We're gonna move on at this point. What's up? Do you support Trump? Brooke, is your plan here just not to talk at all? Okay, that is Brooke's plan. No, super cool. All right, we're gonna go to get our next guest, John Radcliffe, up in here. Hey, John, do you consider yourself to be an American patriot?
Eugene Carroll deserved it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, somebody flying the Confederate flag saying that women deserve to get raped.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
You don't know, so you typically go around saying that women deserve to get raped with no reason at all?
100%.
All right, John. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here right now. Yeah, guys, by the way, which side of the aisle, right, flies the Confederate flag and says women deserve rape and, supports Trump? That'd be the right. I don't think I've ever seen a liberal fly the flag of the traitors and say women deserve it. Never seen that. What's up? Do you support Trump? Dude, sorry, that guy's driving. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Hey, welcome in, Brooke. Are you finally gonna talk to us?
Yeah, I want to talk.
Hey, what's up, man? Do you support Trump?
Hell no.
Oh, dude, based. We love you. We're just looking for people that do. I hope that you take care of those guys. Please only join in the queue if you are an American adult that supports Trump as president, that is at least 18 years old. Hello. Do you support Trump?
Hi, Dean. I don't, but my parents do. And I was wondering if you could clear something up.
Yeah, if you want to ask one question, that's fine real quick. But then unfortunately, I'm going to need to kick you.
Yeah, of course. So my father is a huge hater of Mom Donnie. He fully believes that making the social travel and everything, like the buses and everything, free is going to crash the economy. And unfortunately, I just don't feel educated enough to defend Mom Donnie on that. And I was wondering if you had a good point in that I could give back to my dad.
Well, I mean, I'd have to know why he thinks that.
Gosh, I'm sorry. I wish I had him here. Thanks for having me. Next time, if I have them around, I'll record.
Yeah, feel free to request up when you're with your dad. Absolutely. All right, that other guest was a kid. Guys, we're live right now with over 10,000 people on TikTok. Why can't we find one person that supports Trump? Then back over on PayPal. Mel, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love, Mel. Thank you so much. Show some love to Mel down below for the $20. And then Rachel, thank you for the $5. And Hayes with the $5 as well. Thank you guys. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
16.
Okay. Guys, we're not looking to talk to fucking children. Jesus Christ, man. This is getting annoying. Moving on to Tyler. Yo, and Lorca, Lorca. Thank you so much for the $33 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Lorca. Lorca with the $33 says, my daughter Vivia and I love your lives and we watch often. Huge shout out to you guys. Thank you both very, very, very much. Show some love to Lorca down below in that chat for the $33. What's up? Do you support Trump?
No, I just want to say I'm your biggest fan, Dean. I love what you support. I love what you do, man.
Thank you so much, Tyler. You are awesome, man. Huge shout out to you, bro. Right now, we are looking for some debates with some Trump supporters, but I do hope that you do take care. Huge shout out to you. Moving on to the next guest, guys. We're also going to go and put the rules up on screen. Follow them or else be banned. Welcome in. Do you support Trump or are you banned? Banned. Moving on to Turbulent Apple. Take a good look at those rules, folks. You got to be 18 plus, American MAGA and ready to debate. Or banned. Hey, are you MAGA or banned?
No, I just want to say, fuck Trump, but I love you, Dean. You can kick me.
I appreciate you for the love. I'm not going to ban you, but I am going to kick you. Please follow the rules. Moving on to the next guest here, guys. Please follow the rules. I love you guys, though. What's up? Do you support Trump? Victoria, thank you for the bouquet. Hey, are you MAGA or banned?
Yeah.
How old are you?
19.
What year were you born in?
2001.
What time is it?
Up the phones. Up the
Oh, I banned. How about that? Moving on to the next guest, guys. Just looking for anybody that's following the rules. Not really finding anyone right now. Wait, did he say 1901? I'm sorry, I didn't even process that. What an idiot. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, what's up?
Not too much, man. How old are you?
I am 29.
And you do support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
You embarrassing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Very, very embarrassing. Absolutely atrocious. Yo, real quick, can I get a WM from you?
WM?
For the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. Appreciate you so much. Also, W Azrael for the $10 on Super Chat as well. Thank you so much, Azrael and M. And then over on Venmo, thank you for the $20, Jess, who says, educate them, hun. Appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you, Jess. Show some love to Jess down below. And then Brianna with the $10, who says, you're experiencing brain fog and losing your voice, but still kicking Maggie's ass. My last few donations were missed. Do you see the donations after the live? I'm sorry that I missed the last couple ones, Brianna. I'll look for them right now, but thank you so much for the love. But anyways, go ahead and take it away, Mr. MAGA. Tell us why you support the worst president of your life.
I was just gonna say, what did you want to debate about?
Why
I was gonna say that I wanted to debate the DARE program, what the whole problem with that is.
What?
The DARE?
DARE?
Yep.
Drug abuse resistance education. No, we're here to debate with people about why they support Trump as president. I mean, read. So, do you want to give an argument for that? Or do you want to get kicked?
No, well, what questions do you have for me?
Why do you support Trump as president?
Because he was the... That's when you kick him.
You want me to kick you?
If you want.
You got it. Moving on to the next guest. We got Vincent and Mario loading up in. Oh boy. Yeah, I know. Maga's doing super good today.
What the fuck, Papa?
Vincent just left. I was about to say, I think Vincent is dealing with enough right now. I think that Vincent is dealing with enough right now. I don't think that Vincent needs to be debating on TikTok right now. I hope everything's going all right over there. Hello, do you support Trump?
I do.
Ew, why?
Well, I don't know. It seems like he's a common sense president,
What's common
boy's
sense?
a boy, girl's a girl.
Wow.
You should be hired on your merit, not your skin color.
Oh.
You should lock the door at night and not let any and everybody just in your yard and your house.
Oh, shit. Yeah, cook 'em. Anything else?
Yeah, the country was basically destroyed when they had the Global Free Trade Act and all the companies moved off the border so they could avoid paying taxes and tariffs. And then the, place went to hell. You know what I'm saying? People that had 3-4 generations in a mill and a manufacturing facility don't have nothing anymore and, got poor. And meanwhile, China was enslaving their people and making tennis shoes and selling it to us at a good price, and he's bringing back the manufacturing, just in what, since he's been president, he's got more investment back in the United States than Biden did his whole presidency. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit, I can't even laugh. I'm sorry. Oh no, because I lost my voice, I can't even laugh. I'm sorry. That's so fucking funny because dude, I'm dying. I sounded like super weird right there. I'm sorry. I just had to laugh at that because that is so fucking false. Oh my God. Did you just say that Trump has gotten more investment back into this country?
Yeah, he's got people building.
Compared to
Biden was paying people to build.
Compared to the entirety of the Biden-Harris administration. Here, one second.
Yeah.
Let me pull something up here. I'm gonna call it owned.png. Perfect. Let's go ahead and switch that out for a picture over here and then throw it up on TikTok Live. Do you know what this is a graph of? No, let me tell you.
No.
Yeah, this would be investment into American manufacturing. All right, you can find this yourself by going on Google, typing in Fred investment into American manufacturing. Okay, and what you will see is that it was a booming, BOOMING, under the totality of the Biden-Harris administration. And the day Donald Trump won the election and walked into office, it has been going down.
Yeah, I mean, common sense would tell you Biden was paying people to build chip manufacturing facilities, and other people are now paying their own money to build chip manufacturing facilities.
There's something else I forgot to tell you about this graph, buddy, because I knew you'd make that response, and I just wanted to own you again, okay? Right? But that actually was private investment. I forgot to tell you that part, and I did so intentionally. I'm sorry, right? The title of this graph on Fred's website is Real Private Fixed Investment into American Manufacturing. So this is not government subsidies. This is not the government building these facilities or giving the money to the companies to do it themselves. This is only private investment.
Again, I just think common sense, you know. I seen Biden on TV saying we're paying these people, we're giving these,
because he was,
you know, subsidiaries for people to build, which is our money.
Oh no, you're stuck on.
And then Trump's on TV every other day, like, oh, this person's investing, this person's investing.
Buddy,
you got companies that have been building facilities in other countries that are now building facilities here,
buddy.
Like that's common sense.
This is specifically private investment. I just explained this to you.
I mean, you pulled up
Listen,
all I know, you made that graph a half hour ago. Like, that don't mean nothing to me. Like I said,
that's why I gave you the dude.
On the news.
No. I'm so sorry. Data from the U.S. Economic Bureau that's ran by Donald Trump's own appointees, by the way, definitely trumps the common sense of a deluded 50-year-old. Cope harder. Woke is back. Woke is so back. We're going to clear in the midterms because of this shit. Of course you disagree with the facts. Of course, just like Trump, right? His 30,000 lies, disagreed with the 2020 election, right? Disagreed with the other facts, saying that windmills cause cancer, that kill whales too. Like, what the fuck? Saying that coal's clean. Oh, you disagree with the facts, bro. Get woke.
You know,
all right?
Okay.
All right? You're
I know
coping.
a man is
You're
a man.
coping so
and a
hard.
girl is a girl.
Oh,
I know
shit.
Someone should
no.
Someone should be hired on their merit, not their skin color.
Oh,
that's
fuck.
racism.
Oh, shit. Okay, yes. No, I love this, okay? When the woke mob proves you wrong with facts, right, you start talking about trans people and black people. Is there anything new, or do you guys all use the same old talking points?
I'm talking about people. Just today in the news, I seen a lady saying she was getting dressed in the gym, turned around and staring at a penis. She'd rather not.
Okay.
What happened to women's rights?
I actually have a question for you. So imagine that there was a man, like you or me, right, that walked into a woman's dressing room, right, to look at the women while they were naked inside of that space. What should happen to that man?
He should be asked to leave.
And if he doesn't leave?
He should be arrested for indecent exposure.
Right, so a man walks into a woman's private dressing room, barges in there unconsensually, specifically to look at the naked women and naked girls because he's a perv. Should that man go to jail?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if that man ran for president, would you ever support him?
I don't know. It depends on his policies.
Wait, what happened to women's rights?
That's the thing too. Like
wait. I'm just quoting you. What happened to women's rights, dude? Now all of a sudden you don't care about men walking in to perv on naked women.
Completely for women's rights.
Right.
Like
so then, therefore, if like a man is like sexually
I'm about
exploited,
policy.
Wait. So therefore, because you're completely for women's rights, because you what?
Yeah, I mean, you got Biden on TV fondling girls. People all the time grabbing them by their chest and their back and their face. I'm talking policy.
So if Biden was guilty of sexual exploitation, I wouldn't support him. Would you stop supporting Trump if he was guilty of sexual exploitation?
No, I don't know. I'm voting on policies.
Okay, so you can't
Like,
you can't
it
make
don't
that same
matter
claim.
who-
So
who
I could say, right, if a president sexually exploited little girls, I would never support that president. Can you say the same thing?
I believe they all have, to be honest.
Yeah, you're not answering
That's
my
why
question.
there is no Epstein list, because
Listen,
they're all on it.
You're not answering my question, man. If a president has sexually exploited naked underage girls, I would stop supporting them. Can you say the same?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you would seem so, but again, like it's you're voting for the lesser evil.
Is it a yes or
If
no?
that person was gonna save the world, it wouldn't matter.
Oh, what if they're not going to save the world? What if they're not?
Yeah,
gonna,
then
what if
definitely
they're not
no.
going to fucking save the world? What if they're
Definitely
not going to save the
no.
world? Then also, at like that point, I don't think that like a rapist is capable of saving the world.
Yeah, I think we're like off topic. I was talking about why I supported Trump. I'm talking policies. I'm talking about a wall at the border. I'm talking about being hired for your merit, not your skin color. I'm talking about keeping the biological male and females in their own dressing rooms.
Wait. Can we talk about that real quick? Right? Can we talk about the whole being hired on merit, not your skin color? Do you think that's something the Democrats did?
I don't know. I don't care. I just think it's right.
Okay. Well, what is?
I don't think you should be hired because, like, if you work for me, I don't care what you look like. If I don't like the way you smell,
Well, actually,
I should be
so
able to fire you.
Donald Trump's DEI rollbacks are ensuring that more people will be hired on their skin color compared to their merits, right? Because like DEI, right, it doesn't value skin color more than merits, right? It just simply values ensuring that like when a federal entity is hiring somebody, right, they're not disregarding their application because of their race. Because historically speaking, like for instance, BIPOC and Black individuals, right, have been systemically disadvantaged when applying for a job, even if they possess the same qualifications as a counterpart also applying for that job, given that they're not BIPOC, right? So like DEI protections, right, don't just apply to like protecting marginalized groups, right, in the application process for a position, ensuring that they're evaluated on the basis of their merit instead of having their application denied because of their race. But it also applies to many other things. And right, like you wouldn't be able to point towards like anything specific that Donald Trump has done, right, to prevent somebody from being hired because of their race compared to their merit. Because that's just like bullshit rhetoric. That's not true.
He didn't do away with the DIY thing. The whole
No, he didn't do away with the DIY thing. No.
he didn't sign the thing. Saying be hired for your merit, not your skin color.
No, he didn't sign.
Like you don't got to
sign
go
anything
through.
that said that.
You got federal. You to get federal funds. You got to have so many black people, so many Mexican people.
No, you don't.
Can't be all white.
He rolled back an executive order from Biden. I read that executive order on live like two weeks ago. All it said is that they want to ensure that federal entities aren't like refusing to hire a black person because they're black. And like they just want better opportunity for everybody, regardless of their race, predicated on their merit for these positions. Yeah, but no, he didn't roll back the whole DIY thing. By the way, I have a question. Do you agree with like traditionalism? Do you think the men should go out and work and the women should stay home, cook and clean, and raise the kids?
I mean that's between every man and every woman if that's what they want. My wife can do it. She can stay at home. She can not stay at home. She can work. It don't matter. I think it helps the family maybe, when you got a mother that stays at home and provides, caring and, the traditional roles.
Whoa,
but I don't think it's mandatory. And I don't push that on nobody else. That's like, if you want to do whatever you want to do, but don't leave me out of it. I ain't trying to sign no bills. I'm not trying to bake you a cake, throw you a parade. Do what you do. I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I believe in that.
Okay.
But that's why I got a problem with my taxes going to house people that jump the fence and come over here illegally. The fact that you would pay a coyote illegally to come over here right there is a judge of character. That's not a good character. You should have stayed in line and for everyone else. Michigan.
Give me 1 second. Did you know that not a single dollar that you pay in taxes as a resident of Michigan, right, either on the federal or state level, goes to housing undocumented immigrants?
Yeah, I don't believe that.
It is true.
I paid federal taxes, federal money.
Yeah, on the federal
They were
level.
giving illegal immigrants green cards, green dot cards with $3,000 on them.
That's bullshit.
That was funneled through some nonprofit that was tax money.
Do you know what the Personal Work Order and Responsibility Act is?
No, have you ever had an illegal immigrant on your break into your house?
No, so I haven't had an undocumented immigrant break into my house. Have you?
Okay. Yeah, you had one steal your job.
I haven't had an undocumented immigrant take my job. You know, we'll talk about that in a second. I want to go back to what I was saying. So you said that you didn't know what the Personal Work Order and Responsibility Act is. So that was a bill passed in 1996 that strictly prevents the federal government from being able to use federal funding, right, and to spend on welfare benefits for non-residents or non-citizens like undocumented immigrants. Okay, there's like 4 or 5 laws on the books that strictly limit and prevent the federal government from spending their money in those places, right? So
right, that's why they give these nonprofits millions of dollars, and then the nonprofits go down there and hand out green dot cards.
Okay, so you're saying that the federal government gave the money to nonprofits, then nonprofits gave it to the undocumented immigrants. Okay, prove it.
Yeah. I'm not. I didn't come with proof. I just come tell you why I support Trump.
Of course, you didn't come with proof because, like, you're a member of a cult.
No, I think Trump's weird. I don't totally agree with him at all as a person. Like, personally, I think he's weird.
Well, he's much more than weird. He's adjudicated a rapist.
All the policies. I'm all done. I was, before I even heard of Trump's name, I was for these policies.
Oh, you agree with all the policies? Name 3 of them.
But I have since I've been on here. I've been close the border.
Close the border.
Everyone's got to get vetted. It comes through.
No. Closing the border.
Close the border. That's it. Build the wall.
Listen.
Drill.
Okay,
I believe in American oil.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So do you
signing an executive order that a man is a man and a woman is a woman?
Do you think
defined by biology what their genitalia is?
Yeah. Okay. We'll get around to that. Do you think that Biden was bad for American oil?
Yeah, as far as I know, first thing he did was close down Alaska and a bunch of other drilling, fracking. Oh, it's bad for the environment. Yeah, so is being broke and having no energy. That's bad for the environment too. So
then why did this country produce the most oil it has ever, including more than under Trump in his first?
I won't believe that for a second, because you can pull up whatever graph you want. I was paying $4 at the pump. Now I'm paying $2.
Well, that's because
you figure that out.
I'll figure it out.
Make sense.
I'll make it make sense. It's because although, according to the Energy Information Administration, we produce the most oil we ever have as a country under the Biden administration, right? There's still yet a total lower level of global supply of oil because we stopped buying Russian oil because of sanctions on them because of their invasion of Ukraine, and OPEC reduced their output by 10%. Okay, right? Like, just stop thinking like so one-dimensionally here. Try to use your brain, right? It is a fact according to the energy according to the energy. According to the energy admin. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm sick and I have a stutter. It's usually not as pronounced. It's really pronounced today for whatever reason. According to the Energy Information Administration, as I already pointed out, the most oil ever produced in any given month under Trump in his first term was 12.9 million barrels of oil per day in December of 2019. The Biden-Harris administration produced more than that from July of 2023 until the end of their administration.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Maybe my cable's different, but I seen right on the news. Soon as he was elected, he quit fracking because it's bad for the environment. He shut down the Alaskan oil because it's bad. Gas prices were high the whole time he was in office. Right before the election, he starts using the reserves, and prices go down $1.
Yeah, but
and that wasn't it.
My friend,
crude oil. I just seen that.
Oh my God!
Well, everyone would be importing
I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
No one would be drilling it. If it wasn't more money to be drilling it, no one would be drilling it.
I need to fucking calm down. Okay, listen. Oh my God, just like a fucking pencil produced in China costs less than a pencil produced in America. Does that still yet mean that there are no pencils produced in America? No, because there's still a market for pencils produced in America, right? Not to mention, right, that to a certain extent, it is still a total net benefit to produce oil in America, okay? But I want you to answer this question. By the way, I muted you, not because you're interrupting me, but just because I'm about to have a heart attack from this nonsense. Why do you think it is the case?
Oh, truth
that
hurts.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But there's no truth to what you're saying. Why do you think
I know. I paid less for gas for the whole 4 years.
Why do you think
in office?
Why do you think?
Okay.
Why do you think that the Energy Information Administration has historically reported and is still reporting today under Trump's admin and Trump's leadership, right, that the most oil we've ever produced as a country was produced under Biden?
Okay, just explain to me why I paid $4 a gallon the whole time he was in office, and now I'm paying $2. You can't explain that to me.
I already have, and I will again. It's because there's a total lower global supply of oil, crashes in the future markets, because of his tariffs.
Yeah, I don't see. I just don't believe that, because when Trump his first term, same thing. Soon as Biden got in office, soon as he got in office,
so then
bro,
why does the EIA report that Biden oversaw the highest level idiot? Leave my life.
Yeah, I'm an idiot because
And your evidence is the fact that you paid more for gas, even though I've already re-explained 10 times here that oil is a global market. And the reason why you paid more for gas under Biden isn't because we weren't drilling more, but rather because the world was producing less for the various reasons I've already given you.
well, I think it was the administration.
Okay, give evidence for that.
When Trump was in office the first 4 years, I paid $2.
No fucking evidence. Kicking you. By the way, so I see everybody in the chat spamming that he follows kids. I've been looking through his following list for a second, and maybe I haven't clicked on the right profiles. I haven't been able to find any kids, but you know, I'll just believe you guys and get him out of here. Let's go to move on to the next guest. He was definitely, from what I did see, following a lot of young women. I didn't see anybody that I thought was under the age of 18. It's highly possible that maybe I just wasn't clicking on the right people.
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Oh shit, wait, hold up. It's messed up. Hello?
I can hear you. Do you support Trump?
Yo, what's up, bro? Yeah, I support Trump.
Okay. All right. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
Okay. All right. Let me thank a couple of people, then I'm going to pass you that mic. Welcome in, Santana. Kayla, thank you so much for. Oh my God, I can't even raise my voice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kayla.
You got to bring it down. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Kayla. Kayla, listen, on a real note, I'm not going to be able to raise my voice here at all. But thank you so much for the $50 super chat, Kayla. That is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much for the love. I would really appreciate it if absolutely everybody watching right now could show some massive, massive love to Kayla down below in that comment section for the $50.
Thank you, Mason67.
Hey, don't be rude. Let him finish.
Yeah, can you let me finish, little bro?
What the fuck are you talking about? I let him finish.
No, you didn't, little bro. Pipe down, kid.
Yo, why are you mad?
Well, I'm mad. I'm just, telling you to pipe down.
Okay. Wait, hold on. I got a question for you, Dean.
But I got to thank Jack for the $20 on Venmo first, who says, I hope that you feel better fast, and thank you for always delivering the truth nukes. Thank you so much for the love, Jack. Let's get to it. Jack W's. Ashley, thank you for the $5 for the cough drops. Lely, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Lely. That is Lelii, saying from personal experiences, tariffs hurt small businesses. Americans have hiked their prices so much even with tariffs. It's still cheaper to buy internationally. Absolutely. You are 100% right. And then Amanda, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo, just saying that my voice needs a break. Yeah, we are very slowly reaching the end of the stream today. If it's not better tomorrow, I am going to take the day off. And then Crystal, dude, thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. Thank you for the love, Crystal. Crystal with the $50 says, Dean, it looks like you're not feeling well. Please take care of yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much, Crystal. And don't worry, I am taking care of myself. Probably the worst thing I'm doing for my health right now is coming on live and just destroying my voice. So if it's not better tomorrow, I'm not going to be on. But thank you so much for the $50, Crystal. And then Sean, thank you so much for the $20. And here's $20 for some honey. Ooh, thank you so much, Sean. I'm going to have to go out and buy some honey. I need some of that shit. Thank you so much, Sean. You are awesome. And then Laura, thank you so much for the Lauren with the $10 who says, I'm 18 as of 1 hour ago. Can I get a little happy birthday? Happy fucking birthday, Lauren. Hell yeah, live it up. That's a big one. Big 18. Thank you so much.
Happy birthday, Lauren.
And then Avin with the $10. Thank you so much for the love, Avin. James with a 5 and Mel with a 5. If you're watching right now and you would like to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio and TikTok on the top of the phone screen or in the pinned message of the YouTube stream. But anyways, go ahead and take it away. Parrot, why the hell do you support the worst president of your...
okay, wait, hold on up. I got a question, though, right quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you hate Trump or the entire Republican side?
I hate Trump. And like the only like Trump supporters that I really hate are the ones that support him because they're evil.
Okay. That's all I want to ask.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't like hate Trump supporters that like support him because they're misinformed or ignorant. Like I heavily like frown on them, right? But I don't hate them. Yeah, you did. Just
I think the misconception is that that we openly just hate anyone that's MAGA, but I tend to believe that most people that believe in Trump were swindled, and they fall for the propaganda, and that's why a lot of times when you educate them, they don't know a lot of the actual facts. So.
Yeah, and I don't know. You know, like I think that also like if I were to like say that like I hate Trump supporters, right? Well, then the reaction of Trump supporters hearing me say that is going to be, well, fuck this guy. I'm not going to talk to him. So then I'm going to be less effective at changing minds. What's up? What's up, Logan? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do support Trump.
How old are you?
I'm 18, August 17th, 2007.
Okay, and could you repeat that?
August 17th, 2007.
Okay, so why the hell do you support the worst president of your life?
All right, I support Trump because he's talking about giving Charlie Kirk the $5 bill instead of Abraham Lincoln.
You're trolling. Give the.
And I think he deserves it.
Yeah, the podcaster deserves it more than the president that freed the slaves, right?
I think he does.
You're fucking crazy, Logan.
Why do you think he doesn't?
But you're under the age of 18, dude. Fuck, you're insane, Logan. You're like actually insane. See, well, I strongly dislike people like that. What's up? Do you support Trump the Wise One?
Oh, no.
Based. Moving on to the next guest. We're probably only going to do debates for another 30 minutes.
Guys, if you're in the queue, make sure that you are 18 years of age or older. You are a Trump supporter in the United States and you have not been up here before. Please respect the boundaries of the live, especially because the live is not going to last that much longer. We are looking for some debates. Make sure you are ready to debate.
Hello? I think you would be on the same side.
Hello, Caleb. Do you support Trump?
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm his buddy, but he's over here.
I'm not
Can I hand you to him?
I'm not doing this shit.
Bro, you said you want to debate him.
No, I didn't. You said go on and debate him.
Caleb, come on, let's talk, man.
Are you scared, Caleb? Come on.
Yes, you are. You fucking liar, dude. You just don't want to debate him.
No, I'm on the phone with my father.
Debate, bro. We got on. Come on.
Hey, look, Dean. I'm gonna save you the time. All right.
Yeah, tell Papa you need to head out. You know.
I literally hung up on him. You can't be mad at
Not
me.
on the phone with the phone.
Bro, he's hella racist.
I'm not racist.
You say the N-word, bro.
No, I don't.
Oh, really?
No, there's no proof of that actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about when you rap songs? Are you singing it when you rap?
I don't listen to that. I listen to like Metallica and shit, bro.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You should stop saying slurs like the N-word. And there's a couple really good reasons. Okay, can I give them to you? No, he left. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go over like a recap, like shortly, of why I just think like white people shouldn't say the N-word. The first reason is like it's obviously right, you know. The N-word is a word that was used to materially harm black people for generations and still is in many scenarios. It perpetuates systemic racism. You should not use the N-word. But the second reason is it makes you look so stupid. Okay? Right? Not only is it racist, not only does it perpetuate harm, but it just makes you look dumb as hell, dude.
Nigger,
Exactly like this guy.
This idiot.
Like so low IQ. Dude, like that guy right there, so like astronomically low IQ.
You know, the thing that I've realized is more often than not, the people who want to or just do it, it's like they want to do it because they're told that they can't, right? Like that's the only reason they lean into it is because they're like, this is something that they shouldn't, and so they have to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna go to get that next Trump supporter up here right now. We got Derek loaded in. A couple people to thank here as well. Thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. But for whatever reason, the Super Chat's not loading. When it does load, I'll happily read your name off. It's just not loading right now. That's really weird. Okay, odd. What's up? Do you support Trump?
I support your vape pen.
It's not a vape pen. It's an anxiety pen. Get it right, buddy. It's lavender.
Derek, are you a Trump supporter? I mean, are you? Would you like to debate? Do you have any reasons that you actually support Trump, or are you here just to troll?
I support the vape pen and Parker's mustache.
It's not a vape pen, Derek. Fuck you. Fuck you, Derek. Fuck you. Lexi, thank you so much for the $5 on PayPal. Who says I used to support Trump and you've changed my perspective. Thank you for the love, Lexi. That's awesome to hear. You're why I do what I do. And then Stephanie, thank you so much for the $13 over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Who says, would love to see you debate someone regarding gun reform and whether the Australian approach. I'll have to do that. I'm going to need to study the Australian approach a little bit more, but I've heard that you guys have it down pretty fucking good. And then over on Venmo, Mark, thank you for the $5 saying, get better, Dean. I appreciate you for that love, Mark. Scarlett, thank you for the $10 saying hot water and lemon and honey will help your throat feel a little bit better. So funny enough, my throat actually doesn't hurt. Like my throat doesn't hurt. My throat feels fine. It's just my vocal cords are like fucking fried.
But see, and I text that to you, it'll coat your throat and it'll help so it won't dry out and so you won't sound that bad.
You know, I actually have
like I used to do it while I'm live. Yeah.
I actually have some honey in the other room. Should I go grab it once we get the next Trump supporter up here?
Yeah. Yeah. If you want, I can try to grab some people. I mean, I can bring them up, but hot water, lemon and honey.
All right, I'm just gonna go grab some fucking
It helps.
honey. Okay. What's up, Andy? Do you support Trump?
Honey helps as well, look like a spoon.
Yeah. Do you support Trump, Andy? Banned. All right, while we're looking for the next Trump supporter, Ethan, thank you so much for the... Ethan, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for that love. Show some love to Ethan. Dying over here. Thank you. Thank you, Ethan. Ethan with the $10 says, keep up that great work, man. Thank you so much. And then Allison, thank you for the $1. Anastasia, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Says, get well soon, Dean. I continue to love your work. Thank you so much, Anastasia. Show some love to Anastasia in that chat. And then Tess with the $10 says, bro, take a day and rest your voice. Yeah, if it's not feeling better by tomorrow, I'm not going to be live tomorrow. If I don't have my voice back by tomorrow, I'm not going to be here. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Nigger.
I'll definitely take that as a yes, but unfortunately, I'm going to fucking ban you. Unfortunate for you. Fortunate for everybody else. All right, we're going to go to get the next guest loaded up into the box right now. Tara, thank you for the $20 on Super Chat. He says, yes, honey, it's great for upper respiratory issues. It's antibacterial and there are a couple things that I can't even pronounce. Well, thank you for the love, Tessa, and thank you for the heads up. Yeah, we're just, still looking for the next guest. Guys, isn't that crazy that we could seriously have over 11,000 people hanging out in the stream with us for the day, and we struggle to find one goddamn person that supports Trump? I don't know. I think that's crazy. What's up?
Hello?
What's up, man? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 19.
What time is it?
For me, it's 5:25.
In what state are you in?
Washington.
What's the capital of Washington?
I fucking don't know. I forgot, honestly.
Oh, come on now. I'm in Washington. I know the capital. Stop it.
I know, bro. I like, how do you say it? I dropped out when I was like...
I think that they're British.
Yeah, and it's Olympia.
Olympia. Fire. 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 We're gonna go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Yo, can if you're watching and you're a Trump supporter, could you just let me know if you're MAGA down below? Right? Fuck. What's up, Hunter? Do you support Trump?
I mean, like, I just have a question, yes or no?
Do you support Trump? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Well, Dean, weren't you the one dropping slurs?
Holy shit,
Yeah,
bud.
when I
Can you
was-
answer the question?
Yeah, when I was 14, I used the N-word. That's right.
Then who are you to tell someone not to?
Well, I mean, I actually think that I'm coming from a position of like being 14, being stupid as fuck, using slurs, perpetuating that racism, right? Because I was socialized into believing that like it wasn't wrong because I was unaware of the impact, right? To then like growing the fuck up, okay? Getting a brain in my head, right? Understanding the historical and societal impact of the usage of said words, right? Getting an education and holding myself accountable.
What 14-year-old doesn't know
Turn
what that means?
around, right? And then help like educate others and push others to do better, right?
Also, Hunter doesn't care.
Yeah,
Like, Hunter,
don't care.
you legitimately don't care about anyone saying the N word. You don't care about racism. You just wanted to come up here for a gotcha. Hunter, like, tell me that you actually care about racism.
Yeah. By the way, just to like take the fuel off your fire, yes, it was wrong and racist for me to use the N-word when I was 14 years old.
No, I actually do care because the guy that I work with every day is of ethnic background. So
So now you're tokenizing someone. Good story. Yeah. So you tokenizing the ethnic background of the
why
person.
mute me?
Sure.
Why mute me?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab the
You like silencing people,
I got it,
right?
Dean. Cool. Hey, question for you. What is race?
What do you mean, what is race?
What is...
I never brought up race. You're the one bringing up race.
But what? Yeah, you were talking about the N word, and you're pretending as
No,
if
I'm
you
just
care
talking about slurs
racism.
in general. I never
Okay.
said that.
Oh, okay. So you're just you holy ground, a high horse. What's happening? Like, what's the point? I mean, if you actually care, then you would know what you're talking about, right? You would know the actual issue with the slurs and also the issue with the N word, and you would at least know what race is, right? You would know these things.
What do you mean? I think everybody knows the issues with slurs.
Sure. So tell me what's the issue with slurs?
It degrades people, and everybody's the same. Everybody bleeds red.
Yeah, and everyone's not the same, bud, and that's the problem. Everyone's not the same. You don't understand, and you also don't.
Everybody's human. I don't know what you mean. Everyone's not the same.
Yeah, everyone
might
is
not have the
human.
same
Everyone's
ethics and
not the same.
morals,
So do you
but
not
when it
see
comes
color?
down to it, everybody is the
Sure.
same.
Do you not see color?
Pardon? When I look
Do
at
you
someone,
see color? Yeah. Do you see color?
No, no.
Okay, so yeah, you sitting here saying you don't see color completely invalidates the lived
Why?
experience.
Because I
of
look at
people
them as
that are
just a person. I don't
I'm
care what
literally
color their
answering your
skin is.
question. Would you like to hear?
I don't care what color their skin is. I look at them
Sure.
as a
Would
person.
you like to hear the answer? Because you sitting here saying that you don't see color completely invalidates the lived experience of people that are different from you. Just because you live a life a certain way does not mean that everyone has the same privilege as you to live said life.
What
So you're
privilege do I
sitting here-
have? But you're telling me I have privileges. What privileges do I have?
Are you white?
Pardon?
Are you white?
No, I'm indigenous.
You're indigenous. Okay. Are you connected?
What do you mean by connected?
Okay, so you're not indigenous.
Yes, I am.
Okay, are you connected? What's your tribe? What's your band? Are you connected?
I'm Algonquin.
What's your band?
My band.
Yes.
I'm of indigenous as like.
Yeah, there's a difference between being have indigenous.
I don't live on a
ancestry.
reserve.
Yeah, exactly. There's a difference between
so
having
what?
indigenous
So what? I don't live
ancestry
on a
and being
reserve.
connected. No, that's erasure, bud. That's erasure. That's a problem that we have in this country where people claim indigeneity and they're not connected. There's a difference between having indigenous heritage and actually being indigenous. Please stop trying to actually appropriate other people. You can say that you have that in your lineage, but for you to sit here and claim it and be white presenting is a complete difference. So again, if you're not connected, if you don't know if you don't have not only your tribe but your band, maybe you should stop saying that.
Well, I don't walk around telling everyone. You're the one
You
who
just
asked,
told
so.
there's like 13,000 people on TikTok, with probably like another 3,000 on YouTube. You just told a shit ton of people that.
Yeah, because you asked. I didn't come on here and say
Exactly. So I said, what's you're white presenting? You're white, bud.
Sure.
So you have, yeah, exactly. Are you a man?
Am I a man?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you part of the queer community?
No.
Okay, so you're a white presenting man in America that's not a part of the queer community. Do you have a disability?
No, I wouldn't say a visible disability, no.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you absolutely have privilege.
Can you explain the privilege to me, please?
Sure. You're a white presenting man in the United States of America who you sit at the top of the patriarchal system. You have no blockers that are inherently in front of you to be able to succeed. Like literally, you are set at the front of the line to be able to achieve whatever you need to achieve.
No.
Yes.
No, that is not. Okay. You're just coping.
Yeah, just because you don't understand intersectionality, just because you don't understand systemic racism, just because you don't understand transphobia, homophobia, you don't understand those things doesn't mean that it's not true. It just means you don't know things.
I don't know things. Okay.
You literally don't know things. You came up here talking about ethnicity, which ethnicity is different than race.
Cool. All right.
Exactly. You talked about your ethnic friend, but you don't know the difference between ethnicity and race.
Because I don't care. Everybody's a human, man.
Yeah, exactly. That was the point. You don't care. You just came up here to try to, get a got you on Dean, and now you're getting dog walked because you're disingenuous. At the very
I'm not
least,
the one with
mean
clips
what you
online of me saying slurs.
At the very least, mean what you say before you come up here and try to actually pull a got you. Maybe you should know some things and actually mean what you say. No one cares about
there's no clips of me online dropping slurs.
No one cares about your false
morality. Keep muting your guests.
Sure. Now, would you like to actually have a debate? Would you like to talk about Trump now? Are you done whining and crying? Would you like to talk about Trump?
No, I'm not political. I don't support any party.
Okay, then fuck off then, bud. What are you doing up here? This is a political live.
You left. I think I ate a little bit too much honey.
I saw you. You were just like scooping it. Yeah, like it was ice cream.
My stomach kind of hurts now. I was just so into the conversation. I was just doing it kind of automatically, and now my stomach kind of hurts. Fuck. All right, we're going to go to get that next Trump supporter up here, folks. Everyone, just give us a second. Over on YouTube Super Chat, thank you so much for the $20, Pony. Appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you. I want to see 200 Pony W's down below in that chat, as well as Eli. Thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate y'all so very much. If you want to support me on Venmo or PayPal, you can find them on the top of the phone screen, in the link tree in my bio, or the pin message on that YouTube screen. What's going on, Andres? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And why is that?
I think probably it's because I just agree with him on a lot more things. Like
on what things?
Border,
right? Like
probably,
they're refusing to feed 42 million American starving citizens, but then being forced to by a court, or taking the healthcare away from 10 million of them, overturning Roe v. Wade, which has now led to 60 pregnant victims of rape per day from being denied access to abortion in 10 of our 50 states. Or, the adjudication that he raped Eugene Carroll, committed 34 felonies, hit on his own daughter, or sexually exploited young girls like his daughter, and Miss Teen USA.
Yeah, I think, his abortion policies are probably another big thing why I support him. I'm very religious, so, I'm like anti-abortion, like all that stuff, but I share my religion's
but you told us that you support you told us that you support his border policy. What does Leviticus 19:11 say?
What's up?
What does Leviticus 19:11 say?
That says, come and let others into your land or something like that, right? Something like that.
It's actually 1933. It says, when a foreigner resides you in your land, don't mistreat them. Or the foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself, for you were once foreigners in Egypt. I'm the Lord your God. So not 11:33. So now that we've read this verse, let's go and compare that to what Donald Trump is doing with this mass deportation, right? Don't you think that Donald Trump is treating undocumented immigrants very unfairly and differently than citizens when he's saying that they've all escaped mental asylums and prisons, even though they're 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes in American soil, or subjugating them to like human and constitutional rights violations by like rounding them up and deporting them without due process to a center for terrorists in El Salvador, than having them beaten and starved, or trying to take their constitutional rights away, such as he did with EO number 14160's first day in office when he tried to repeal the birthright to citizenship for any child born to undocumented immigrants on American soil?
Yeah, so yeah, I've seen some like crazy things that are happening. Like they come into places and they just like take people, but like then Trump comes out and says that most of these people are like criminals and violent. But like I'm not sure how true that is. I mean,
So I mean, if you think it's okay to like mistreat like violent criminals, then why do you support a violent criminal as a president of America?
what has he done that's violent?
He raped Eugene Carroll and sexually exploited naked little girls and naked women at Miss Teen USA and Miss USA.
All right, you got me there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got me there.
Sure did. Here, let me thank you just a couple people real quick, then I'll pass the mic back to you. Paris, thank you for the $3 over on PayPal. Thank you so much. Caitlin with the $10. Appreciate you so much for the love, Caitlin. Daniela with the $10. Thank you so much, Daniela and Caitlin. Hector with the 5. Laura with the 5. And Larry, thank you so much for the $50. Oh my God, listen to me. I sound insane. Thank you for the $50 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love, Larry. Show some fucking love to Larry down below in that comment section, literally right now for the $50. Let's get 500 Larry W's. Larry says, fighting martial law. Thank you so much for the love, Larry. Huge shout out to Larry down below, as well as I'd love to show some massive, a big old thank you to Valerie for the $20 on Venmo, who says thank you for all that you do, changing minds one at a time. Thank you so much, Valerie. Tom with the $13. Thank you so much for the love, Tom. And then Christiane, that is CHRISTIAAANNE, with a $50 on Venmo, and William with a $50 too. Thank you so much, Christiane and William. Christiane says, take a break and save your voice. It'll only get worse if you don't rest it. And then William says, I voted for Trump, but I wanted to apologize for all these other idiots. Some people can be ignorant. I'd love to come up and talk to you, but I'm also sick and have no voice. William, you should join the live if you're telling me that like you're still a Trump supporter. But anyways, I appreciate you both for the $50, seriously. And Christiane, thank you so much as well. Yeah, I do need to rest my voice. If it's not doing better by tomorrow before the stream, then I am going to take the day off. And then Rebecca, thank you for the $15 on Venmo, who says, for my daughter Anna. Well, thank you so much, Rebecca and Anna. That is so very kind of you both. And then Alyssa, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, and Jocelyn with the $5 as well. Santana, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, just a couple real quick. Scott, thank you so much for the 20. David, thank you so much for the 20 as well. Lauren, thank you for the 20. Crystal, thank you so much for the 25. You're freaking awesome. Christina, thank you so much for the 10. You know we're going to cook them every time. And Nicole, thank you so much for the 20. That's my go-to line.
All right, so anything else, Cass, insofar as why you support Trump as president?
Is abortion policies also like I was talking about? I'm very pro-life.
Is that because of your religion?
Yes.
What branch of Christianity are you?
I am an LDS, Latter-day Saint.
Wow. Okay.
What?
I rarely get to talk to Mormons on the live. Do you think that when you die, if you're good enough, you'll eventually be the god of your own world?
Not necessarily. I mean, there is some controversy. Like people will like demean our religion because they think that we believe that once we die and everything is over, that we will rule over.
And by the way,
create our own world.
Yeah, you're also like not even a Christian. Like Mormons aren't Christians because you guys are very heretical and deny the Trinity and the Nicene Creed.
Yeah, we believe in an open canon, so we believe that there's still like things that can be added, and
well, things. Well, I understand that you believe that things can be added. Like that's not necessarily contradictory to the scripture, but what is contradictory to the scripture is the things that you have added.
Sorry, what was that?
What is contradictory is the things that you have added, like the denial of the Trinity. But regardless of that, do you guys believe that some sins are worse than others?
Yes, I actually I go to BYU Idaho. It's a university here in Idaho, and we were talking about this in one of my classes. Yeah, generally speaking, the worst sin is like child neglecting, or like leaving your or just neglecting your child, sexually abusing them.
Yeah. Okay.
or
So
anything like that.
you really look at that. Listen, I'm gonna have to find another way to go about this. What I'd say is that you shouldn't force everybody else to attempt to conform to your religious values, especially considering how like crazy your religion is, how unfounded and unlikely it is to be true. Right? You're basically telling me, right, that a couple hundred years ago, some crazy dude looked at golden tablets threw a hat and a rock across the room, translated some words, and because of that, right, all of a sudden now you think that women and girls should be denied access to abortion.
I actually think I still think like it's morally wrong. Like, I think all life is valuable, you know? I think that life begins at conception, and I think that it should all be protected because, like, what are the chances that that child is going to go on and do something good for us, you know, for humanity?
What are the chances that they're going to go on to be Hitler? Do point out.
Yeah, but, like, you gotta take that chance because, like, what if he ends up doing good? It's like,
Well,
be good, you know?
so if my dad pulled out, would I be here today?
Like 50-50, I would say, because the polling method is not very
No,
effective.
yeah, that's probably what you learned at BYU. What's more effective? What do they fucking call it? What do you do when you shake the bed frame?
Soaking.
Yep,
Yeah.
they do soaking.
Is soaking more effective?
And they have sex sheets, but you know that's a thing. Oh no, sex pajamas.
Yeah, I'm getting off topic.
Sorry.
Listen, so assuming that if my dad pulled
Yeah,
out,
sorry.
right, I wouldn't be here today, right? Does that mean that if my dad were to have pulled out, that would have been the elimination of the chance of like his future potential child doing good?
Sorry, I just can't think right now. I didn't expect that I was gonna get live. Can you say that again? Sorry.
Well, you said that abortion is wrong because it eliminates the future potential of like this child doing good, right? But like if my dad pulled out, right, and conception didn't occur because of that, pregnancy didn't occur because of that, childbirth didn't occur because of that, my life didn't occur because of that, then that would have been eliminating the future potential chance for a future potential child to do good. Thereby, it would be like just as wrong as abortion, because the same reason why abortion is wrong would apply.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I don't really know how to respond to that. I've never really been hit with that. Yeah, you got me again. You got me there again.
Dude, we're cooking. I'm like sick as hell. Got some brain fog going on. Can barely speak, and we're still cooking. Go ahead, Santana.
I kind of don't feel like doing mine now because like he voted on it. Question for you: how do you feel about the current government shutdown and SNAP benefits being denied?
I'm gonna be honest. My feed is very Fox dominated, so it's been a bunch of. All I know about it is that it's the longest government shutdown.
Right,
in the
but how do
history
you
of-
feel about like the SNAP benefits not being distributed to 42 million Americans? Do you think that that's a good thing? That's a bad.
That's for like food, right? SNAP benefits. That's food, right? So I feel this is gonna sound crazy, but I feel like wouldn't the solution just be for these people to just get a job and just
Okay, cool. What about healthcare? Do you think like what about like the people that are gonna lose access to the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, right? They're trying to get certain people off Obamacare. How do you feel about that?
I have mixed feelings because I think for the longest time when my parents and I moved to the United States, we had Obamacare. So I don't know how I feel about people losing Obamacare because we were on it. So I kind of have mixed feelings about it.
Okay. Do you think you said you go to BYU? Do you think everyone should be able to attend college for free?
I do believe everybody should have a right to like get their education, and just seek a higher level of education. But I don't believe that like the government should like pay for our education. Like I have to work hard to come here.
Cool. So, question for you: If you're pro, quote unquote, pro life, right? Why wouldn't you actually support all those social safety nets that makes it easier for people to actually want to have kids, right? Like improving when it comes to providing food security, improving like access to healthcare, improving access to education, like making life more affordable. If you truly wanted people to not have abortions and to actually seek a life where they, are fruitful and multiply, why wouldn't you want to remove every single blocker out of their way and allow them to actually do so? Like, why are you advocating against that?
Yeah, like when Jesus was giving his Sermon on the Mount, that he asked them if they had a job before he gave them the bread and the fish.
Exactly. Before you get this fish sandwich, I need to see your paycheck stub. Like, what are we doing?
So you're saying that why shouldn't I support like all of these benefits that will make people's lives easier if I am pro-life? That's what you're saying,
Right. What I'm saying,
and generate like better economic outcomes. By the way,
exactly. Your positions are diametrically opposed. Like you're arguing against yourself. That doesn't make sense. You're not pro-life. You're pro-forced birth, which sucks even more.
Yeah, I guess I would say that the SNAP benefits that thing should come back on. I guess like some people definitely need them, I guess.
Okay. Thanks, Andres. You have a good rest of your day, man. We're going to move on to the next Trump supporter.
Thank you.
Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in the box. All right, guys, let's go to get that next Trump supporter loaded up, guys. This is probably going to be like one of our last guests of the evening here. I'll try to do a couple more here. By the way, if you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok and the pin message on the YouTube streamer right on top of my head. What is up? Do you support Trump?
Are you talking to me?
Wow.
Hello?
Pretty decent.
I love Donald. He's a fantastic guy, and everybody's thinking it. You can ask anybody; they'll tell you we're bringing in a lot of tariff money. We got a lot going on. What do you think? I don't know much about you. You don't seem too bright, to be honest with you. But what do you think?
Listen, man. I'd say like the voice is like a good like
Trash.
5 or 6 out of 10. Like not that good, but like the tonality of it and like the words
delivery,
that-
yeah.
the delivery
Yeah.
was like spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The impression was trash, but the delivery was actually good.
Yeah, the delivery was actually like pretty fucking great. We're gonna go to get that next guest, Austin, loaded up in. Edgemaster, thank you for the $20 on YouTube. Edgemaster with a $20 on YouTube says, "Hi Dean, I love your streams so much. I wish I was a Trump supporter so I could get degraded by you. Red heart."
That's a kink. That's definitely a kink. But to be fair, most Trump supporters have shame kinks anyway, so I don't blame them. Low-key, are you a Trump supporter?
Okay. First of all, I'm not from you guys.
You're muffled, so even as you try to like talk shit, we still can't hear what you're saying, but be better.
Okay.
Fix your mic.
What's up, man? Do you support Trump?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, are you mad?
Can you hear me now? Okay. I'm not really from you guys. I'm from like Nigeria. So I wanted to ask a question.
Well, shout out to you, man. Unfortunately, we're just looking to talk to Trump supporters from America. You do take care. We're going to get that next guest loaded up in the box right now, y'all. We're going to go to get that next Trump supporter connected right now. Oh, my God. Holy shit. I'm like kind of scared to read donation messages now.
I was about to say, oh, don't scream. Like, you look like you were gearing up to like.
Oh, no, I can't. I can't even.
You got to keep it low.
Dude, yeah, I think when I get off, I'm gonna do something nice for dinner. Something nice. I'm gonna try. What's up, Wood?
I had a tomahawk yesterday.
Holy shit, man. All right, flexing on him. What's up, man? Do you support Trump, Wooden? They're not even here, so we're gonna move on to the next guest. I'm really close to ending my stream here.
I don't blame you.
I'm getting progressively more and more quiet every second that passes.
Bro, you can't buy a tomahawk with EBT, bro. And Dean, you speak like you have estrogen pumping out of your veins.
What do you mean?
I don't know, bro. You just
can
have
buy
a
a tomahawk with EBT.
No, you can't.
Okay, so I speak like I have estrogen pumping out of my veins. How so?
Just the way you speak, bro. And you just mute people because you have like a power ego, bro. You just have a little power trip every time someone's cooking you. You just mute them.
Okay. Well, I mean, I already know that you're wrong if you think I mute people when they're cooking me. But anyways, just speaking about like testosterone and estrogen here real quick. What are your test levels?
2000.
2000 what?
2000.
I pin trends, so you know.
2000 what?
Nanograms per deciliter.
Wow. So you're at 2000 nanograms per deciliter. So
Wait,
basically, what you're
did you
telling
just
me-
admit to juicing?
So basically, what you're
Yeah, I
telling me
did.
is that you're balding at 18 and you're going to be dead by 35. And by the
And
way,
with the back acne and all of
yeah,
it.
yeah. By the way, I just want to be the first one to tell you this if you haven't heard it already. I honestly don't doubt that you probably heard this from your ex-girlfriend. The only the perfect example of the male ego and power trip would be some intellectually lazy 18-year-old boy pumping Trin to try to get his biceps bigger because you can't do it.
Wait, why do you
naturally.
keep reading me, bro? Arnold mogs you, and yeah.
I mean, at least you said you didn't mog me. I mog you and I'm
I
natural.
mog you. No, you're small, bro. Your biceps are like 14 inches, bro. Max.
No, I wish.
Max.
That's not true.
Well, at least he's natty.
Why would you wish to have
I mean,
14 inch biceps?
you have to juice.
Yo,
to
yo,
get
yo,
going.
Santana, speak
So
when
like, what are
spoken
we
to.
even
We'll be
talking
speaking to
about?
you, bro.
Like
Speak when spoken to. Kneel down and speak when spoken to.
you
Calm down.
literally
Pipe down.
have to get on the juice in order to get any type of motion. So what are we talking about?
I mean, he doesn't even get the
I'm
motion.
literally
out,
not
bro.
I was trolling, but I said speak when spoken to, bro.
Chill out, little bro.
Yeah, guess
You're
what?
little, bro. You're under me. You're little, bro.
Yeah, that trend's not going to change the restraining order your ex has on you, my man.
Why do you keep muting me, bro? Why do you keep muting me?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Why are you wearing a hat inside? Are you balding? Were you taking
We
juice?
have to mute you because like your roid rage is like showing.
Yeah, dude,
You're like literally raging.
Yeah,
Bro, you-
gotta like help you calm down here, dude. We're helping
No,
you.
holy smokes.
Man, if we weren't muting you and we just let you go on for as long as you wanted to, I mean, eventually, like, your heart palpitations would get so bad because of the anxiety and stress you're feeling right now, onset by the trend running through your blood. Like, we're
No, I have euphoria, bro. I have euphoria running through my veins, bro.
Hey,
I
do
feel
you mind if I
amazing.
ask you a question?
I actually do mind. Can he take off his hat? I want to see if he's balding.
The answer is yes. His testicles have already started to shrink. That's absolutely the answer.
That's pretty funny. Hey, can you name
That's
three Trump?
absolutely it.
Hey, if you can name 3 Trump policies, Santana will take off his hat.
Okay, do you realize if your
Boom.
testicles shrink?
Do it. I'll take that bet. Do it.
Actually, a compliment.
I'll take that bet. Do it.
Testicles shrink, your meat looks.
Name
Do it.
Name 3 Trump policies, and Santana will take off his hat, little boy.
Do it.
All right, I'm gonna say what the other guy said. The border,
That's
drill,
not a
drill,
policy, slap
drill.
nuts. Those aren't policies.
The border is a fucking thing.
Drill.
The border is a thing, not a policy. Like, imagine that I asked you for like a Trump policy, and then you said red shoes. Like, what?
Red shoes.
Like, the red shoes are a thing. They're not a policy. The border is a thing. It's not a policy. You idiot.
And for the people in the chat saying that he's Googling it, bro doesn't know how to type.
King
You think, you think he knows how to use a computer? He's not Googling
Yes, bro.
shit.
I
We're
do
not
know.
worried about that.
And I also know I'm not balding like you.
Hey, how about those policies, bud?
Actually, I
told
refute
you.
that.
Drill,
Wait,
drill, drill.
Wait, I actually refute that. You definitely are balding. If you're on trend, you're balding.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
do you know?
More than I'm
Do you know?
bro.
Do you know what causes male pattern baldness?
Nah, I don't.
Because
High
it's-
testosterone levels.
Well, it's high DHT levels on your scalp, and
Okay.
DHT levels in your scalp, right, fluctuate predicated on, like, generally speaking, in association to your overall test levels, right? So, like, when you pump your fucking, your veins full of trin because you have like a lot of issues and you want to make yourself look better. Which, by the way, man, like I've actually been there a lot myself. Like, steroids are never the answer, and like I know that, like, I'm flaming you right now. That wasn't supposed to be flame. That was like actually like real. Like, steroids aren't the answer, bro. But anyways, that increases the level of DHT found in your scalp and causes like a lot of balding. So when you said I'm not balding, you are, or you're like, you probably are balding.
I definitely have more hair than you.
More hair
Just
than
saying.
me?
Yeah, I have more hair than you. Like, I could see your scalp. Your hair is thin, bro. It's thinning already. So
Well, actually,
Does
no.
your-
My hair's getting thicker because I'm on pills for that shit.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Does your back look like a connected dot board? Like,
Yeah,
can you
No, it actually
draw
doesn't.
I'm doing
bump to bump.
No, it actually doesn't at all.
I'm doing the opposite of balding right now. I'm on pills to limit the amount of DHT in my scalp because my test levels are so naturally high because I mog you. Is that good rage bait?
Definitely don't mog me. I have bigger arms than you, bigger chest than you, bigger back than you, bigger legs than you.
Listen, your arms are
I'm
they're
taller than
tiny.
you.
Your arms are tiny, bro.
And I'm taller than you.
Your
And I
arms
weigh
are
more
tiny.
than you.
No,
And I'm leaner than you.
No, I gotta say, man, you're probably like 95 pounds, tiny arms.
I'm 187 pounds clean, and I mog you.
Doubt it.
It's in my pin profile. I don't really care.
I don't
look at it.
He's
Can
he's
you prove it,
105 max.
Wait,
I'm
can you-
105
max.
Again, bro, I said speak when spoken to. I don't know why you're talking.
105 max.
Can we see the scale, buddy? Can we see the scale? So I think this is like good rage bait. No, it's great. This is good. Wait, it's gonna continue to piss him off, even though I'm telling him that it's.
Yo, picture. I can send it to you.
Yeah, buddy. Can we see the scale? Can we see the scale, little bro? Come on.
Yeah, you want me to go on the scale right now?
Yeah, it's gonna prove that you're 5'2",
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Go on
Did
the
I turn
scale.
my camera on or something or what?
Yeah. Go on the scale.
Okay, bet. Hold on.
Come on, buddy. Go on the scale.
Okay. All right, hold on. My brother's playing Fortnite right now. Hold on. Wait.
Really quick, a couple of thank yous. Lori, thank you so much for the 20. I really appreciate you, and I'm glad you enjoyed the education. David, thank you for the 111. Yeah, he's about to do that now. And massive fucking W's, massive W's for Stephanie for the $100 donation. Stephanie said you deserve more recognition. Stephanie, thank you so much for the $100. That's fucking wild. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Stephanie.
191.
Yeah, buddy. Take your thumb off it, kid.
Exactly.
On it again.
Yeah, we can
is
see
someone pushing down on him?
Can you take the backpack off?
There's nobody on here. Just me.
Can you take the backpack off, buddy?
Easy cope. Easy cope.
Wait, also, I told you to get on the scale and you did. Good boy.
Okay, I still mog you. Bigger than you, stronger
Good
than
boy.
you.
Good boy.
Here's my dog.
Good boy. Good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Here's my. Here.
Good boy. Hey, good
Yeah.
boy. Good boy. Good boy.
1 second.
Good boy. Good boy. You listen. You listen to me.
That's supposed to make me mad or something?
Well, no, it doesn't make you mad because you're a good boy.
Is that supposed to make me mad or something?
That only make bad boys
I'm bigger than you, stronger than you, taller than you,
wait, one
have more
second.
hair than you.
That only makes bad boys mad. Okay, but you're a good boy, so it doesn't make you mad. So thank you for affirming that you're a good boy by telling me it doesn't make you mad when I call you a good boy.
Are you triggered? Do you need your anxiety pen or whatever you call it?
No, man, I'm doing all right.
No, man, I have a voice crack.
You know, Dean, I would like to see his clavicles. Let's. What do your calves look like, bud?
I'm done with it.
When's the last time? Oh,
Dude, I swear to God, low IQ gym bros are so easy to rage bait.
Oh, so I can't believe he actually went and got on the scale and turned.
Dude, I was literally like this is rage bait, but he's still gonna do it, right? Dude, like
He's still gonna do it.
So one dimensional. What's up, Joe? Do you
Your
sport
boys.
Trump?
I do.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
Fortunately, you gotta be 18 to be on TikTok Live, my friend. You do take care though, Joe. You do take care. Moving on to our next guest. Nova, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you, Nova. I appreciate that. Show some love to Nova down below. As well as Katie with a 3, Kate with the 8, Christopher with a 5, and Kayla with a 3. Appreciate you guys. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 14, but let me ask a question.
Dude, bop off, brother. Bop off. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let's try to get that.
Looks like the judge just permanently blocked Trump from being able to deploy the National Guard into Portland for ICE protests.
Great. I thought that already happened.
No, there was a temporary block put in place, but this is a permanent one.
Oh, sweet. You know that they're going to peel that.
Yeah. They finally just dropped the appeal for the SNAP benefits.
Yeah.
Like, completely dropped it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy that the courts are holding him accountable.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to go get the next guest up here. This is going to be the last guest of the night. Hey, Derek, do you support Trump?
Shove your fist up your ass for a galaxy.
Jesus Christ, Derek.
That's weird.
I don't think I'm
You're
gonna be,
weird.
I don't think I'm going to be doing that, Derek. So, yeah, keep the $10, my friend. I'm all right.
I was about to say, especially not for a galaxy. What are we talking about?
What's up, Christopher? Do you support Trump? Sorry, not Christopher. Christian?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 3.
You guys are weird.
Yeah. You know what, Santana? That was weird. That was weird. What's going on? What's going on? Do you support Trump?
No.
Super based. Super based.
Why are you here?
Listen, guys, we're going to give it like 2 more tries here to get somebody up here to debate if we can. I'm going to end.
Jeez Louise.
I'm just like, I'm slowly losing my voice.
You're turning into Barry White. Do you know who Barry White is?
Barry White. I feel like I've heard the name.
Oh, you're too young. Jeez, I just dated myself.
Who's Barry White?
He's an old like blues singer, kind of jazz and super deep voice. R&B. Like he's an older singer, like really deep voice.
Yeah, my voice is definitely a little bit deeper than it usually is.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
Someone said soul. Yeah, you can say soul.
Yeah. What's up? Do you support Trump, LSD?
Hey, I really don't. I just wanted to say a really quick thing. This was a long time ago about racism. I wanted to talk to that Hunter kid and just shout out and say, hey, when you said you didn't care, apathy is also privilege. It's not just conscious hate. And I just want to throw that out there. Have a good night, guys.
Cook. All right, 2 more tries to get somebody up here to debate. Oh my God. What's up, Michael? Do you support Trump?
We need a war, GB. We need a war, GB. We need it. We need one. Please, Dean. Please, Dean Withers. We need a war, GB.
A war, GB?
Oh.
Damn.
I don't know what that is, but then he tried to run.
He was so dedicated to what he was.
He
really.
was.
Well,
He said your whole name.
Yeah, nobody. That's totally some shit I'd do if I was like 12. Yeah. Dude, listen. TikTok is lucky that this shit wasn't around when I was 12 years old. I've been a total demon. That would have been me. That would have been me all day long. That would have been me all day fucking long. Right there. That would have been me. Hello, do you support Trump?
Yeah, I think you can tell. Hey, Dean.
How old are you?
Dean, why don't you take a walk with me, bud?
Walk to where?
Why don't you take a walk with me?
No.
Come on. Let's get on the treadmill, Dean. Let's get on the treadmill.
Why?
Let's get on the
that he's going
treadmill,
to do
Dean.
something even more weird, but he's actually talking about a real
Come on.
walk. Why are they so weird?
Come on. Let's go, Dean. Let's go. Get those legs moving. Get those legs moving. Come on, Dean. Come on.
All right, unfortunately, folks, we are out of time for the stream today. I need to end for the sake of my own voice. Yeah. I mean, just listen to me. This is bad.
Yeah.
Folks, here's what I'm going to do. If I don't have my voice back by tomorrow, I unfortunately will not be live. Because if it's still gone, I need to give it a rest. So, let's pray for the best. Let's hope by tomorrow my voice is back in full. If not, I will not be here. Santana, I really appreciate you so much for joining.
Absolutely. Hot water, lemon honey, and then if you get like some of the lemon cough drops, drop one in. Drink that a couple of times. I'm telling you, it'll do wonders. Take care of yourself, though, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You have a good rest of your day.
See you.
See ya. Real quick, I just want to thank a couple people before we hop off. Raid, thank you for the $5 on PayPal who says, do I support Israel? Nope. Nova, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much, Nova. And then Lance, thank you for the $1 on Venmo. Haley with a 5 cent. I love what you do. Keep doing it. Thank you so much. And Shannon, thank you for the 7. Now for everybody watching, I am going to go ahead and hop off. Peace and love, y'all. And folks, if you're still in the mood for some debates, please go raid at Parker Get a Job on TikTok and at Parker Get a Job on YouTube. He's going to be doing debates for another 4 or so hours, so go show him some love. Right now, he's live with 2.6K people on TikTok. Let's try to get him up to like 7 or 8K. Same thing with YouTube. But anyways, love you. If my voice isn't back by tomorrow, I'm not going to be live. And if I miss your donation, I do apologize. I'm going to go to make sure I read through all of those the moment I hop off. Peace and love, y'all. Bye-bye.
It said no cavalcade tomorrow either. 1 to 3 inches, wow. My Christmas shopping, not yet, Sanaya. This is the Nicafam tree, Cheryl. Not me holding a knife on camera. This is the Nicafam tree. So this ornament's from Diane, and then this ornament over here is one that I got from Disneyland. So everyone's gonna be sending me the ornaments that would like to, and I'm gonna put them on this tree. And then my main Christmas tree gets here on Sunday. So then I'll decorate that tree. Hi, Loretta. Loretta, what? Yeehaw.